Sound Production. Sound Production. Sound Production.
Good evening, gentlemen. It is your boy Seriedis. Welcome to this awesome stream that I have today. I know it's kind of awkward to you guys when it comes to this topic, saying, "Oh, what do women truly want?" I don't give a fuck what women want. They don't give a fuck what I want, so fuck them. Listen, they love to assume 24/7 of what a real man is. So let's rebuttal in detail of what women truly want. Because guess what? We know what they want. That's the whole difference. That is complete difference between us and them. They assume what we want. We know what they want. It's going to be a great conversation. And yes, I do have the great ghost with me as well. So it's going to be a very interesting conversation. Let me go ahead and shout out your boy, One Fast Dak. Yeet, what is going on, man? I'm glad that you're back on YouTube doing your thing, because for the last couple months. I know you had a scare when it comes to your health, and I'm assuming that the fact that you're back on here, things are looking up. So definitely keep your head up, and I'm glad that you decided to visit my channel, man. Don't give up, all right? If you're not 100%, shit, at least try to make it to 99%, whatever it is. Okay, just keep looking forward. Don't give up, bro. Sergeant Grinch. Yeah, where's the music, bro? Where's the music? Hopefully I delivered. I know the music is okay. Alec, he says you just have to clap Susan's cheeks real quick, or else he will have lost the channel. Ruby lost his channel because he refused to do that. I will never in a million years clap Susan's cheeks. Ever. So we can get that out the way. DB Cooper, it's been a while actually. I don't know if you've been hiding within the comments or something like that, but it's been a while since I seen that name, bro. Where you been? He says happy Yeetmas. Yes. This is gonna be a special Yeetmas because in this year, 2022, it's pretty much the epitome of yeet or be yeeted. Shit's gonna get crazy. Oh shit, I gotta scroll like all the way down. God damn. Evil Hermit, what is going on, man? What is going on? What's up, everyone? Brad, he says, what really makes women happy? Manipulation. Well, I wouldn't just say manipulation, but who she manipulates. But even then, I consider women's happiness as a black hole. But we will definitely get into and we'll get into details very soon. Very soon. One fast act once again. He says, "Gatekeeper, what is good?" Listen, bro. Like right before you left for a few months, shit got crazy in the sphere of. I guess you could say the manosphere, right? It has become a sitcom. It has become a reality show. It is just nothing but drama and a bunch of motherfuckers trying to tear each other apart and lost focus on what we're trying to achieve. Our ultimate goal when it comes to teaching each other, and on top of that, teaching men in general about peace and freedom. That's it. They don't have to become a monk. They don't have to be MGTOW, but they at least should consider the red pill philosophy. Because if they at least consider that, their journey in life will be a million times easier in the West. But yeah, not too many people are gatekeeping anymore. It's literally a free for all at this point when it comes to the our space. So it's getting pretty ludicrous. Chaz, what kind of beef? What kind of eggs did you get? I repeat, what kind of beef and how many eggs? Sorry. How many eggs did you get? Let me know. Okay. So I caught up before I begin. If you want to support your boy Sirius, there's a link on top of the chat. Cash App /Sirius. Any type of donation is appreciated if you believe that my channel is worth your investment. Thank you very much. I'm going to invite the one, the only, the Great Ghost. What's going on, man?
Good evening. Get what it's done. Get the thumbnail going, so that'll be a release tomorrow morning.
You got your tea? You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm all set.
Okay, so when it comes to the topic that you want to talk about today, right? What? Because I have the simple. I'm sure you know the simple answer as well. What makes a woman happy, right? I could easily say nothing makes a woman happy. Nothing.
Well, nothing in the long term, anyway.
At least long term, I agree. I see a woman's happiness as a black hole. Never in my, and I'm gonna say it with 100% confidence. Never in my life I heard a woman, whether it's my mother, whether it's any female family members, whether it's any female I dealt with, all that shit. I never heard them say that I am happy and content with what I got. I've never heard them say that. What do you got to say about that, Gray?
Closest I've heard to that is I lived a full life and I'm okay with passing on, but then that seems to be more so the whims of the emotions of the moment rather than any sort of long-term statement. Like if a woman ever was to say, I'm happy and satisfied, it is at most a momentary feeling. It is not a long-term, yes, I am happy and satisfied and will maintain this position for the future.
But here's my thing though. Was this person that you heard that quote from? What was her age?
Early 90s.
I'm not laughing at her specifically, but nobody's fucking with her at 90. You get what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know.
So, okay, let me make another more specific question. Do you believe a woman in her 20s or 30s actually say, I am happy and content with what I got?
Yeah, no, not in their 30s. You're lucky if they'd even consider saying that by the time they're in their 60s.
Why is that? Are you able to explain why to the chat? You know, I know it's not for the chat, but it's for future listeners. Why do you say that?
Well, getting into like where we started to have contention at the end of the last stream, like you suggested that a woman desires comfort, and I disagree with that. I believe that they want stimulation.
I was kind of buzzed, but when it comes, okay, when I say comfort, I mean comfort when it comes to sexual intercourse. Like, I'm trying to make sense of that shit. But when it comes to that type of comfort, I meant that with like purely like the sexual stuff. And I do remember that that's where we still disagreed on that part, because there are still plenty of women out there that's willing to get with homosexuals or men that don't even have a home, or if they do have a home, they're living with their parents in the basement with air mattress and stuff. So
like there's always, that's the thing, is like I think that it's always about the stimulation and the new, like, because they might say they want one thing, but then you gotta look, well, what do they go for? Because if they wanted like comfort and security, then there'd be none of this fucking back alley dumpster diving.
Well, I think it ties into what I've always said when it comes to dealing with women overall, because I'm gonna say it again. Once you deal with women in general, gentlemen, they're pretty much carbon copies of each other. If you want to hit that swish, if you want to hit that buzzer beater, you have to make her feel good. That's the biggest thing. And I know there's other variables, but I'm talking about the main variable is to make her feel good. Because if you make her feel good, all the rules that she has for the simps and the betas and the cucks won't apply to you.
But that's the thing. It's the question of what makes a woman feel good.
We don't even know at this point.
Well, that's the thing. It's a wide variety of stuff, but it's like I would say novelty and excitement. Like if it's a woman who is used to doing like 666 Gigachad, like if she has cream of the crop and has never been exposed to any other kind of man, she probably finds some 300-pound husky ass dude with terrible body odor to be super appealing just because it's novel and new and exciting, and she'd find all the 10 out of 10 gigachads around her to be boring.
Well, that's definitely okay. I agree what you're saying, but that's definitely a rare occasion at this point.
Well, that's the thing, because let's be honest, most women have to deal with average men, and so the Giga Chads are an anomaly.
Agreed.
But like that's the thing, it's all about the novelty, and that's probably why the other and the foreign holds such strong appeal to them. Like, and as we've said before, like the church girls, they're the freakiest ones, right? Because they've got a whole bunch of fucking straight-laced people around them, and so anything that breaks outside of the norms, that's stimulating, that's exciting, and they want that because it's new. Whereas the freaking super freak who's got her shit all tatted up to hell and her face wouldn't pass a metal detector test, like she's gonna want like one of those super clean, super nice, super vanilla guys to mess with, just for the novel experience of a guy who doesn't need to do a whole bunch of crazy shit in order to.
Hey, Gray, since I know I can guarantee you that I am older than just a random guy. I'm going to dispute this. Unfortunately, unless you are the cream of the crop of the genetic pool, I mean that you have the body and the face, the facial features of a Greek god, that won't be the case. Majority of men, mostly all men, I will say at least 90% of men will still have to learn some type of game.
Yes, I can see that. But
I'm not
but
saying
that's the
he's
thing.
wrong.
But like,
I'm not saying he's wrong. But
okay, wait. Let me counter with this, Hedis.
Okay.
Do middle schoolers or high school boys have game?
None of them.
Then why are all these cougars getting with them?
Because they're fucking creeps. That's why.
Yeah, like that's the thing.
I'm talking about
freaking.
adults.
I guess because guess what? The cougars, they're definitely the kind who have been run through and had the Giga Chat, and they are absolutely going for guys that don't have any fucking game. They are going for the innocence and naivete, possibly because they can't get Giga Chat anymore.
Agreed. I definitely agree, but between adults, between adult male and adult female, 90% of men needs to know some type of game. If you are literally born like you're like a fucking deity type physique.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I have seen, like, I have a fucking case study right now of a dude who he does not have game. Like, in the slightest. Fucking social cues go past him, and he is not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
What's his genetic pool? What's his genetics?
His genetics are, looking at him, like, I'd say fucking garbage. He's the kind of guy who you hold a conversation with and is like, this dude's kind of creepy.
See, that's the thing.
And he's getting tail.
See, I'm not saying that, just looking good is the only variable.
No,
But
like that's the thing. I'm not saying looking good, man. Like this is a guy who like you would not think is pulling anything.
right.
Like this is the
I
kind of guy who you'd think that like a woman would pull bear mace on.
I completely agree with what you're saying, man. I agree with what you're saying, because like also I know average dude, like once again, like I especially when I was in my early 20s, I hanged out with a bunch of dudes that were like top tier fucking like top 20 10% guys, and just the average guys. But what is the equalizer, in my opinion, is game. In my opinion.
Yeah, okay, but that's the thing. I'm seeing guys with no game, absolutely, like if anything, negative fucking game, and they're still able to get it.
But that is solely on looks, right?
No, no, it's not. He like that's the thing. This guy is not by any of your fucking metrics. He should fail all of them, and yet he's still getting it.
Well, he must be the exception to the rule, because what I'm saying is these average guys, majority of the average guys, they're pretty much fucked without game. And even if they have game, they're fucked just because they're average.
But that's the thing. That's why I don't think it's the guy. I think that it's the woman making the decision. Is like, for one reason or another, this is what appeals to her. This is what she wants.
She's the dictator of sex. Don't get me wrong, but the guy has to convince her. That's the rule. Like just how the woman has to convince a guy to commit to her, the guy has to convince her to get into those, the peace leave, those sugary walls. Shout out to the Harsh Winds. It's something that I'm speaking in a general sense, just general sense. That's it. I know there's exceptions to the rules. I know. I agree.
That's the thing. But the whole like game thing, like game is at the end of the day, do you make that particular woman excited?
When it comes to game, yes, I do believe it. Like
game doesn't mean that you're smooth or that you're effective. It can just so happen to be hey, you satisfy her particular fucking kinks at the moment. It's not something you can teach.
No. I believe that women, they know if they want to fuck you or not within the last 8 to 10 seconds of looking at you. That I truly believe that's the case.
In that case, game is bullshit because 8 to 10 seconds, you're lucky if you exchange a sentence in that period of time.
Well, I'm not saying that's the final thing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that she already has her first decision. I'm not saying that's her final decision, but that's her first decision. That's why all these PUAs are grifting so fucking hard on these gullible men. They're not even giving the right type of advice to these gullible men. Because if they did, they'll run out of business, right? So I'm just saying that I know that when it comes, like, how do I say? It's a very interesting topic that we could definitely go down the rabbit hole, but I'm just saying that a big thing is how you look. Okay, agreed. But at the same time, and like you said yourself, I've known people that don't really have the looks, but they can definitely say things or do things or present themselves in a way to persuade this woman. If you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. I think it takes away the whole agency from the woman, because it might be that that's the thing. Because the looks, a man does not have to look good objectively. He just has to appear as what the woman wants. And if the woman wants an ugly bastard, then she's going to go for an ugly bastard. Like, we might look at the guy and go, dude, what the fuck? What the hell does she want with that? But that's what she wants.
And I agree. But we can also say that's not the norm.
What percentage does it need to be for it to be the norm?
Just a majority.
Okay, then yeah, no, it's not going to be the norm.
What is
Like
going
if you're
on
looking
with
if you're looking for 51%, then yeah, no, it's not the norm.
Hey, give me 1 second, Gray. What is going on in the chat right now? What is going on? Hold up. Because y'all on some weird shit right now. Sergeant Grinch, when I was young, females love warriors, which is true. Now they hate anything manly, which is completely fucking fucked. Like,
well, no, that do they really? Again, words versus actions, because keep in mind, like that same woman who's all about fucking anti-racist, screw whitey, is the one who's getting called the dirtiest, foulest names in the bedroom while she gets bleached.
yeah. Okay.
Like just because they're screaming at the top of their lungs that they hate this, that, and the other thing about masculinity, they ain't taking a fucking 4'9" manlet who weighs 100 pounds soaking wet into their bedroom.
Drinking soy milk and all that shit. Yeah. I agree. Like, don't pay attention to what they say. Watch your actions.
Yeah, they might say they want a guy. They might say that they're okay with a guy under 6 feet, but it's just a pure coincidence that all their past boyfriends have been over 6 feet.
So, okay, before we continue, I really want to dive into this one because I think you might be able to elaborate on this definition. Lionel McTow, he says, game is deception. Just like Barbarossa said many moons ago, yes, game is a deception between men and women. Men does a deception, women does a deception. The only difference is men do less deception. That's the only difference. Because for a lot of our accomplishments or a lot of our, unique personalities, unique utilities, unique anything that will separate ourselves from the rest of the men, it has to be backed up with facts. It has to be backed up with the truth. So it's way harder for a man to use deception unless he's like fucking Chris Hemsworth type of guy. So that's the only difference. I know men and women both play the game, but the only difference is men don't have makeup, men don't have wigs, men don't have fucking, I'm talking about masculine men. They don't have any type of, nail polish. They don't have any type of doing some crazy ass surgery. Men don't have none of that shit. We are who we are, and we're going to have to work with it.
Well, there are those guys who inject synthol to get fake muscles.
Okay, anybody can see that's fake from a mile away. Like, anybody can see that.
Yeah, I honestly have to wonder, does it work? Oh, because they wouldn't consistently do it if they weren't getting some kind of results out of it.
Well, what was that? The mental health thing that starts with a D. Something. Dysphoria. Yeah. Doesn't dysphoria plays a huge role when it comes to that?
Body dysphoria, like, hey, I imagine myself muscular, so I need to inject oil into my arms to pump them up the same way women do with their asses.
Pretty much.
I don't know, maybe.
I believe
I
it
haven't
is.
looked. I haven't looked too deeply into it. I just know that a bunch of guys are injecting themselves with oil and pretending to be super buff while working out. And meanwhile, I was like, dude, your muscles are literally rotting away. You've got fucking subdermal necrosis.
Well, is this more? What's it called? Is it dysphoria or dysphoria? I forgot what it's called again.
I believe it's dysphoria.
Dysphoria on top of being fucking lazy. They're looking for the easy way. Well, similar to the women that wants to have a BBL. I agree, but personally, men and women can see the fucking nonsense from a mile away when it comes to fake muscles. Obvious fake muscles, right? There's a difference between steroids and injecting oil into your biceps.
Might
Okay.
be dysmorphia. It could be dysmorphia. That would make more sense to me. I've just heard dysphoria, but that's usually more related to the whole transgender thing. So
Dysmorphia. Okay, never mind. Yeah, it's something that should be addressed, in my opinion, because no way. If you have body dysmorphia, then it makes sense. But if you don't, it really pisses me off that you will literally kill yourself to get these artificial muscles. That pisses me off. So
yeah, well, personally, I don't like this whole fucking mental disorder shit because it basically is like, oh, hey, you feel a certain way. Oh, that's totally a valid and normal way to think. It's just you're having this particular condition. It's like, no, this is why people continue to pursue this kind of bullshit because people keep legitimizing it. Someone said, dude, you're being fucking crazy. Stop it.
who?
Maybe they wouldn't keep going down the goddamn hole, but they keep getting humored and justified.
I agree. I agree. I guarantee you there's plenty of people that injected what type of oil was it? Some because I watched the documentary. I know I watched the documentary. Evil Hermit, what type of oil was it that they put into their bodies? Saline oil? Like, I forgot the name. Just let me know, Evil Hermit. But at the end of the day, when it comes to women wanting what they truly want, okay, there it goes. All right, here we go. Synthol. I was close a little bit. Synthol oil. It's fucking ridiculous. And I'm really trying my best to not like rip these guys to shred that does this, to inject these type of things into their bodies, but it's difficult. It's not that hard to hit the gym. They chose the easy way out, and now I think a couple of them pay the price that I know of.
A lot of them pay the price. Like muscular necrosis is no joke.
Yeah, and now they look disfigured and or dead. So that will definitely be for another stream. I can definitely talk about that later. But Grey Ghost, cognitive dissonance, if I said that right.
Yeah, cognitive dissonance.
Do you know what that is? Like, can you elaborate on it?
Essentially, you're holding two opposing thoughts at the exact same time, kind of like double think. Where you
Okay.
where you believe something to be both correct and incorrect, wrong and right at the exact same time.
Do you believe that women are very intrinsic when it comes to cognitive dissonance?
I don't know if intrinsic's the proper word for that.
Well, it's pretty much in their nature to practice that cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, I think that women can do cognitive dissonance way easier than men can.
Yeah, and I know that men do it as well, but it is definitely way less likely. It's because even if they do, even if the man does practice that, he's called out immediately. Oh, or almost immediately. If somebody can like catch on to the hypocrisy, to the contradictions, to the oxymorons, etc. Um, would you say that pretty much discredits on what women talk about on what they want? We know that they want, money, status, respect, you know, Giga Chad, etc. But when they talk about anything else, when they say, "Oh, I want a guy with a personality. I want a guy that treats me like a queen. I want a guy that pays attention to me 24/7." That's cognitive dissonance, right?
I would say no,
Okay.
because that's just lying.
Okay. What will be a good example of that term?
I'd say cognitive dissonance is more so like when they're constantly complaining about the person that they're with and they hate him and wish that he would go away, and then they find themselves back in his bedroom that very night getting reamed out. They know it's bad for them. They know they shouldn't do it. They know it's terrible, but they're doing it anyway.
So cognitive dissonance is when the person knows or the person doesn't know, or can it be
Like,
both?
okay, I'll give you an example in Spec Ops: The Line, which actually goes through this quite a bit. Like, there's a good chunk of the way through the game, like maybe the 3/4 mark, where you realize, holy shit, I'm the bad guy here. I'm the one fucking everything up. I'm the one making things actively worse for everybody. But you're caught up in the flow of what's going on. Like, I can't stop. Like, I gotta keep moving forward. Like, there's no way to just say fuck it and leave.
So pretty much being self-aware.
Yeah, like, you're self-aware that what you're doing is fucking horrible and you want to stop, but you just not. You can't.
Okay. So why do you believe that women practice cognitive dissonance so much?
Well, for one, I think it's the survival mechanism. For one,
Okay.
like that, like it's bred into them because they can dissociate like the logic of what they should be doing from like from the moment. Then they can get through their lives fairly easy. It allows them to just go with whatever the heck is going on around them and agree with social environments. And given that women need to be socially accepted or they die, like, it's just kind of inherently bred into them.
Okay, so based on what Truth Lie says, he says cognitive dissonance is just denial, and Darth Anarch says being a drug addict is cognitive dissonance. So what you're trying to say is if a person that smokes a pack a day tells somebody else that smoking is bad for you.
I'd say, yeah, as like someone who's like, look, I have a problem. I know I have a problem. And it's fucking over my life, and I can't keep doing this to myself. But are they going to stop smoking? Are they going to stop drinking? No. Not. They're going to keep doing it largely because their neural pathways are so hardwired. It's so easy to do it, and it's so difficult to stop doing it.
So would you say that's the best analogy when it comes to cognitive dissonance?
I definitely say it's one of the easier ones to understand. So, yeah.
He says it's hypocrisy. See, yeah, but
Nah, hypocrisy is more so would be where you're pushing a value on someone else that you don't necessarily agree with.
But okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, Gray. But I also see where cognitive dissonance come from as well when it comes to, yeah, that person has been smoking a pack a day for 10, 20 years. And eventually this person is suffering the consequences, but this person is still going to continue to do it. But at the same time, tell you that don't you smoke this because it's bad.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like that seems to be fair, reasonable. The giving other people advice thing, like it's like that's more so the ethics. And I was like, hypocrisy would be where they're trying to hold you to a standard. Like if they're getting upset at you smoking very frequently, meanwhile, like they can't go 5 minutes without a pack of smokes.
Dude, we definitely need to do a soul stream on cognitive dissonance because this is definitely an interesting conversation.
Yeah, no, I'd probably need to get a little more formal research and actually pull up some definitions.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, I had the broad general terms, but when it comes to putting the analogies with it, I've never thought about it that way. I really never thought about it that way. But just some random guy says cognitive dissonance is basically distorting reality as you see it, which gets worse the more people either ignore it or support it. What do you think about that, Gray?
It could be. Again, I definitely feel like I need to look a little more into it and get some proper definitions under the belt. Because
what about this definition?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I think here's a perfect example of cognitive dissonance. Antifa.
Can you elaborate on that one?
They're literally going around executing using force and pressuring private businesses through threats of violence to enforce certain political views on a large portion of the population, which is fascism, but they are claiming to be anti-fascist.
Can you repeat that one more time? That's a great one.
They're using political violence to intimidate citizens and businesses into complying with certain political beliefs, which is literally fascism and fascist tactics, yet they themselves claim to be anti-fascist.
Honestly, that gave me a greater understanding of what cognitive dissonance is. That's a great example. Not gonna lie, I think I've been using this term wrong the entire time. So I'm definitely gonna use this term in the correct way from now on. That's definitely necessary. But that also pretty much explains one of the many features of female nature. Would you agree?
Yeah, because you just look at women claiming, I think tradcons, all these women claiming to be traditional when they have had tons of sex outside of marriage. They respect absolutely no traditions whatsoever, and they don't want to accept the actual role of being a traditional woman. The difference between cognitive dissonance and just lying is if they genuinely believe that they're being traditional.
Oh yeah, they call themselves loving wives and shit.
Yeah, it's the question is, of course, it's extra complicated with women because they lie so much. you can't tell whether they actually believe the shit that they are saying.
And chat, the only reason that we're talking about this definition, it definitely rides into the topic that we're talking about on the stream. What makes women happy? How can you make women happy if majority of them practice cognitive dissonance? How can you truly make them happy at that point? Like,
Well, to be fair, if you want to make a woman happy, there are drugs for that.
well, yeah, that, but I'm not saying make her happy at that moment. I'm not saying make her happy that week. I'm talking about what can you do to grant her long-term happiness when she's practicing cognitive dissonance?
Simple. Well, I think
Nothing.
that no.
Okay.
There's a way. There is one way.
Oh shit.
The Taming of the Shrew.
Wait, what?
Are you familiar with Shakespeare's play, The Taming of the Shrew?
I'm assuming that has something to do with the little head or what?
No, the shrew. Are you not familiar with a shrew being a metaphor for an irate woman?
I'm a mainstream William Shakespeare. I'm not with the other stuff. I'm about
Wasn't taught in high school. Yeah.
Yeah, I know about the Macbeth. I know about the
Yeah, no, the Taming of okay. Here, let me pull it up. Here, just a plot synopsis.
Okay, I can share it if you pull it up.
Yeah, I'll just go with Wikipedia.
Oh, you okay, go for it.
Yeah, no, I'll just read it out real quick. So, the main plot depicts the courtship of Petruchio and Katharina, the headstrong, obdurate shrew. Initially, Katharina is an unwilling participant in the relationship. However, Petruchio tames her with various psychological and physical torments, such as keeping her from eating and drinking until she becomes a desirable, compliant, and obedient bride.
What the fuck? Oh, wait. Can you repeat that just one more time? Just one more time.
The main plot depicts the courtship of Petruchio and Katharina, the headstrong, obdurate shrew. Initially, Katharina is an unwilling participant in the relationship. However, Petruchio tames her with various psychological and physical torments, such as keeping her from eating and drinking until she becomes a desirable, compliant, and obedient bride.
That is fucked up. In my opinion, that's fucked up. At least in this day and age.
Do you want to make a woman happy in the long term or not, Yeet?
You gotta psych her up with some good drugs. Make sure that she's at an optimal weight, and if she doesn't comply, then she's gonna get yeeted to heaven, pretty much.
Like, that's the thing. You are dealing with someone who is fucked up to begin with. Do you really think that there's a nice, safe, happy way to fix them?
No.
Like, if a fucking car gets into a massive wreck and the frame is bent right to shit and it's fucking torn half to pieces, do you think that you can just, buff it out with a little bit of wax and polish?
Oh, no. I agree with what you're saying. I agree.
It's a fucked up situation to begin with. There is no nice, normal, easy way to deal with it. You got to deal with it in as fucked up a way as it presents itself to you.
Sometimes modern problems, it has to come with modern solutions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's the thing. And that's if you to make a woman happy in the long term. You've basically got to make them appreciate the shit they've got by taking it away from them.
I'm going to keep it honest right now. Everybody in the chat, put a 1 if you believe that a woman's happiness is a black hole. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that a woman's happiness is a black hole.
Allow me to provide a counter argument.
After the second choice. Put a 2 if you believe that a woman can actually be content with what she has. Happy and content.
And here would be the third option.
Okay.
A woman's happiness is inversely proportional to the amount of freedom she has.
Oh, I know where this is going. Okay. Okay. We're gonna have to tiptoe around this one.
Yeah,
we've seen it. We've like it's in the history books as well. The more liberation women got, the less happy they've got. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Who are the most happy and content women in the West these days? Probably the Amish.
Yeah, I saw a recent video. Was it the Amish and what was the other one?
Mennonites.
I can't think of it, but I have seen like videos of the like. I'm telling you, like they're so oblivious of what's going on in the world with technologies, and they are very, how you say, they're having a good time, you know, in the kitchen or doing some activities outside. They're a dying breed, gentlemen. Like I'm letting you know right now, it's not looking good for us. It's not looking good. The type of woman that we're looking for is a dying breed. And if I send you guys a couple of videos of these Amish women, you will understand why. Well, what'd you say, Gray? Like,
yeah, well, that's exactly. It's it. Well, they're not so much a dying breed as they are a breed that is being hunted and rendered extinct. Because every time you find a woman who is perfectly happy living a quiet, simple life, like all kinds of forces will come to drag her kicking and screaming into a freedom world where she can do whatever the hell she wants, and then, surprise, surprise, she's fucking miserable.
Well, what I mean by dying breed is she ain't corrupted yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that ain't so much a dying breed because any woman can start off that way. Like
this,
any baby is fucking uncorrupted by fucking evils of the world and society. Unfortunately, that very same evil is the world that they're born into, so they never really had a chance to get away from it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, feminism is spreading far and wide. This cancer, it is spreading quickly. So that's what I'm saying when it comes to the dying breed. The one that are untouched by this radical feminism or just feminism in general is only a matter of time, unless they're able to get married and shit. But even then, if they get married, it's only a matter of time before the feminist ideologies reach them. You know, and yeah, that's what I meant when it comes to overseas. Yes, gentlemen, I'm not saying that overseas women are not affected by feminism. Yeah, of course, plenty of places that are non-Western are affected, but there are places that are not affected. At the same time, they will eventually be affected. I'll admit that they will eventually be affected, and then sooner than later, probably within our lifetimes, if World War III doesn't kick off and get fucking crazy, they will try to push for similar laws, like what's going on in the United States. So That's my opinion. There's nobody else's opinion, just my opinion. Eventually, I predict that in the near and far future, more and more Eastern countries will try to push for feminist laws, things that will benefit women, but at the same time, it will hinder men. What are you
Well,
typing?
Getting the video prepped up, adding the tags in.
Okay. What do you have to say about what I was saying?
Well, yeah, like, women are the majority of the voting population. So, as a country gets more westernized, which is going to happen due to force, women are going to end up getting more of a say. And it happens largely because you get these younger, more naive men reject the harsh teachings of like their ancestors, and they get a little more compliant. They get a little more like, oh well, we're so far divorced from the consequences of this, so let's give them a little more power. Let's give them a little more freedom. They say nice things, and we don't get to witness the consequences because we're so isolated. And all these men who are trying to warn us, oh, they're just haters. They're just incels. Like, they don't actually want what's best for us. They just don't like women, and they're trying to keep them down because of their emotional dislike of them.
And that's what's beyond annoying, right? They, at least in the current countries, the Western countries, there is no law that is giving men rights and not giving women rights. Women can do the exact same thing that men can do in 2022. There's nothing stopping them. But somehow, some way, they still feel victimized. Somehow, some way, the patriarchy is striking once again.
Like, quite simple, like, lady, it is not some invisible societal force that prevents you from benching 230 pounds. That ain't society's fault. Like, the cops are not going to come and prevent you from doing it. You can absolutely attempt to do it. You're just going to fail and then complain when you fail because you don't want to admit that you're just physically inferior.
And then eventually, when men are really trying to treat women equally, it's a problem. It's a problem.
Oh, yeah. Now, as soon as you start giving them the actual responsibilities for it, then it's a fucking problem.
You see what I'm saying, gentlemen? How can you truly keep a woman happy when they don't even know what the fuck they want? Well, like, what do they want besides superiority?
What's they don't even want superiority because that doesn't make them happy. Like, you put a woman into a superior position of a man, she is not happy. She is angry.
I agree with that one. So when it comes to that point, they are currently at the moment, the fourth or fifth wave feminism are trying to push for superiority. But even then, if somehow, some way the future is female, they will still find a way to blame men.
They're not pushing for superiority because they want superiority. They are pushing for superiority because women and feminist men tell them to push for superiority. And the other men either are too cowardly to tell them or they respect them in massive fucking air quotes too much, or they're being outright silenced.
I agree.
Like, I see men repeatedly equating subservience to a woman with respect for a woman. Motherfucker, you would not do that for a man. If you would do it for a woman and not a man, that is not respect. That is you being a bitch.
Pretty much, being bitch made. I'm gonna stop you right there. Just some random guy says women in position of power freak out. And there's a clear evidence of that. You guys know about Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris, she was a speaker, and she was with the. Correct me if I'm wrong. She was with the Turkey president. Turkey.
President
she
of
was.
Turkey.
Yeah, she was somewhere in Europe. I will look it up. I'm probably wrong. Don't quote me. But I do remember watching a video. There was an interviewer that was questioning her about the inflation in America. And she was side by side by, I think it was a Turkey president. I'm pretty sure it was. But as soon as she was asked that question by the interviewer, she turned and looked at the president. And the Turkey president was like, "Why are you looking at me?
Just sorry, I
That's,
just gotta
that's
say,
your country."
yeah, Turkish president, because the Turkey president sounds like that one episode of Rick and Morty.
Hey, he probably was a Turkey. You know what I'm saying? But but Turkish president, like, is that what it was? The Turkish
Yeah.
president?
Yeah, the president of Turkey, the Turkish president. The Turkey president is that'd be something else.
Was that the interview, or
Yeah.
do I have to? Okay,
I don't know. It was.
I'm pretty sure it was Turkish, or it was something
I'll
else.
look it up. Right, I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
Apparently she's handed out her fucking turkey tips.
Okay, Alec. Gobble gobble. Oh, I should get more. Hey, Thanksgiving isn't over. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely agree with what Just Random Guy said. They freak the fuck out when they are in the seat and they get pressured when it comes to getting some type of answers or trying to, put some type of accountability or responsibility on them. They turn into a man. That's what literally Kamala Harris did when she was in Europe. And that guy wasn't even involved in her country. They were talking about America, and she looked over, and I'm gonna assume it's the Turkish president. She looked over to the Turkish president for an answer. And the Turkish president is like, "Bro, why are you looking at me? I'm not no fucking president of fucking America. Why are you looking at me?"
Polish.
All right, I was
Not
completely
Turkish. Yeah, no,
Polish.
like this thing. I was fucking searching up Turkish president, and all it would give me was Kamala Harris's turkey recipe.
wrong. Okay, like this is nothing but turkeys.
Just fucking turkey recipe. I
But
finally dropped Turkish, and then it's like, oh, PolitiFact. No, Kamala Harris didn't refer to the Polish president.
wait, do you have the
Like-
video on you?
I'm looking.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Wait, I was like, wait. Oh, sorry. Hold on.
if you pull it
Oh,
up.
wait. No, now it's okay. Sorry. No, apparently now it's the Romanian president.
Romanian president. God damn it.
Yeah, held a joint news conference in Bucharest on March 11th with Romanian President Klaus Iohannis. Johannes, probably.
Do you have the video? I want to pull,
I'm looking.
pull it up.
I'm looking. There we go. Is this it?
Just let me know if you can pull it up on
Yeah.
StreamYard or something.
Yeah, I got it. I can pull it up. 1 second.
Okay. There's a reason why we're arguing about fucking turkeys and shit, chat. So layout. Okay, go for it, bro.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. You can't hear anything, but it's all good. There's no volume to the video.
Okay, one second. I gotta.
I think it's because it doesn't.
Just 2
correlate
seconds.
with the
It's my StreamYard. Hold on. I can just reroute my microphone here. Hold on.
Okay.
There we go. Should do it.
Making me nervous.
May I ask, Mr. President, your country and many of your neighbors are enduring enormous cost aiding Ukrainian refugees, and you also face
boss.
a really dire threat.
I can hear myself.
Yes, because I had to reroute my desktop audio, so
Also, I can't see the screen.
one sec. Two minutes. Let me freaking- There, does that work?
Can you hear me? Okay, yeah.
threat in the Black Sea. And I was just wondering if what specifically you've asked the Vice President for. Particularly, do you need more U.S. troops here? Do you need any specific more material defense aid? And if I can ask you, Madam Vice President, President Biden has said that Americans will feel some pain for the sake of defending freedom and liberty, but there does seem to be no end game in sight. How long should Americans expect? How long should we be bracing for this really sort of historic inflation and some unprecedented gas prices?
Sure.
Okay. We can start there.
In
There we go. There.
All right. No, we're echoing. Guys, you saw it right there. You saw it right there. Look, they're laughing already. They're laughing. You thought that I was fucking around about that? You thought that I was making that up? She literally look at the. She literally.
You want me to say it? Like the question that was just said. You want me to answer it? Oh, okay.
I have no idea about what your country is in the first place, but why are you looking at me? That's what I'm talking about, and that proves your point. What was your point before about that?
What specifically? Like I've run through like freaking 50 points a minute.
It was my bad. It was just some random guy. He says
they freak out. They freak out when they're in positions of power and authority.
Right.
Like women are not happy when they're given a superior position.
Do you want to explain why to the chat on why that's the case?
Well, if they're given a position of actual authority and power, there's usually some sort of accountability with that. Like, they want a fucking make-believe. Like, let's go back to freaking childhood here for a second to look at the male and female fantasies at those ages. And we play with toys. We play with dirt. We bang rocks together. We dig holes. We run around. We climb trees. We freaking pick up Legos and build shit with them, right?
Yeah, we get injured too.
Yeah. Women pick up a doll and they give the doll a script to act out.
I never thought about it that way.
Like, and men, like it said between men that like men never stop being boys. They just get bigger toys as they get older. Seem about right?
I completely agree. I agree.
I'd say girls never grow up when they become women. They just switch from manipulating dolls to manipulating people.
Somebody try to beep you out, motherfucker. Say it one more time.
Women never stop being girls. They just switch from manipulating dolls to manipulating people.
Everybody in the chat, put a 1 if you agree with what the Great Ghost just said right now. Because I completely agree with what you like. This is a perfect description of how the female nature manifests in itself. You don't really need a doll, but you guys know what he's talking about.
And then, but here's the thing: when a woman doesn't have a position of any power, like she can be humored. People will play along because it's harmless, it's inconsequential. But when there's actual consequences, when she steps into a man's world properly, well, then shit goes off script. Like, it's like, imagine if the woman is trying, like the little girl has her doll, and she asks, "Ooh, Miss Jessica, would you like some tea?" And the doll turns to her and says, "No."
First off, I'll run out the house immediately, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean by that. You know, it wasn't part of the plan.
And you see it all the time, like when women are like even extremely effeminate men go on social media. Actually, no, it's a lot of happens with e-thoughts. Like they'll fucking shove out a whole bunch of fucking criticism, call people every bad name in the book, start freaking hate campaigns. But as soon as people start actually calling them out on their bullshit and giving them some smoke back, they cannot delete their tweets and account fast enough.
Well, when you put it that way, I completely agree. I agree with what you're saying right now.
Like, as soon as the world stops playing their game, they run away. But when you're in a position of significant authority where you can't run away, then they get that fucking rat trapped in a cage look.
Bro, IY fan, he said, remember Angelica from the Rugrats cartoon? Like that.
Oh, yeah. That's the rewatching Rugrats with a red pill lens. You're like, God damn. Angelica is the fucking embodiment of female nature, and they put her in a kid's cartoon.
Now that I think about it, yeah, I completely agree with you, IY fan. Shit, and I've watched the movies and stuff over and over again because that's pretty much all we had with the VHS. That's all we had. It just putting the same movie in over and over again. And it was definitely it was the orange Nickelodeon, tape. So good times, very good times. Yogi Noabs, damn, Yeetus in the AM. Not yet, but soon. Not yet.
Oh, it might be for him, time zones and shit. I mean, technically it's AM for me because it's past midnight.
That is true. I wanted to address something else. Give me 1 second. Snug, I'm assuming Snuggy or I can't even say that shit. Boards. He says, girls get off the idea of power and authority. It's a dopamine rush, but they don't want they don't want them responsibilities of power. Yeah, that's the best way to simplify it.
That's the thing. They want one-way control. If you have to ask, like, what is a woman's favorite video game? Like, universally, like, and I'm talking like pre-Candy Crush, pre-mobile game.
Sims?
What was Sims? Right on the money.
Because even my own female family members, when I was younger, they didn't play no Call of Duty, they didn't play no The Witcher, they didn't play no Halo. They always resort to Sims. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what's so great about Sims? I'm not saying Sims is a bad game.
No.
But they play nothing but Sims.
That's the because the Sims are just more advanced dolls.
Well, damn. Well, I have nothing to say against that. You're right. I've watched them play. Like I literally watched them, like build a house and get their little families together and all that shit. They live via. I don't know if I'm saying this right.
Vicariously, yeah.
Okay, through the sim characters, and I thought that was kind of weird at times because they will literally sit. And I know I'm being a hypocrite, but I think there's a difference between just trying to shoot people to death and living these like you get what I'm saying, right? Like
Yeah, it's like, look, I don't want to mind control a whole bunch of people. I just want to find people opposed to the things I'm doing or who are trying to take me out and get rid of them. Like, I'm here for a contest. Like, it's the difference between, like, I'd say it's like the difference between Minecraft survival and Minecraft creative.
agreed. And once again, like, how do I explain it? Based on my knowledge, they take the game very seriously. Very seriously. Like, they pay attention to like the most like minute detail in that Sims game.
No, actually, Darth and Ark's got a pretty good one right there. I hung out with a girl while she was babysitting in my teens, and the mother was home, but would play The Sims the whole time while the apartment was a dump and the kids were climbing the walls. So they'd literally much rather play with a virtual family that they have 100% control over every detail of, rather than the physical space that they live in.
Would you say their hypergamy is kicking in?
No, I wouldn't say that's hypergamy. I just say that it's not hypergamy. That's just them living in a fantasy world, and reality does not conform to their fantasy, and it's harder, so it's more inconvenient.
I don't know, because you can advance pretty quick in the Sims game. Like,
oh, true. It's definitely a lot faster.
But
yeah, I just don't think hypergamy would be like the right way.
It triggers it. At least it triggers it.
Tickles that part of their brain. I could understand because like their little digital avatar self-insert. Like, she's married to a fucking astronaut who used to be a military career, and he benches 500 pounds and gives her sweet loving every day of the week, and bought a freaking multi-million-dollar McMansion, and all the neighbors come over for barbecues, and they have a private chef and throw the best parties. Meanwhile, she in reality lives in a fucking pigsty of apartment with and her kids got a full diaper, and it's been full for the past 3 days.
Gentlemen, when GTA 5 came out, I was like out of high school. Like, I was just out of high school when that game came out. So I just had to say that out there. GTA 6 better come soon before I fucking.
Do you you're really looking forward to GTA 6?
Yes and no. Yes and no. But I can elaborate with that later on. But what Nemesis is trying to say is women also love general and simple open world or games with sort of like GTA or Mafia series, Saints Row. Yeah. I know there are a few women that definitely love to play GTA and all that shit, especially with that role play shit. Like, I never heard about this role play thing in GTA until this year. I've never heard about it.
That's the thing, man. I'm thinking like, okay, Conan Exiles, like, if you got a woman playing, guaranteed she's going to have like one of the most aesthetically pleasing bases. Period. It is going to be fucking decorated to the nines, everything precisely placed and arranged like all thematically role playing wise. Meanwhile, the dude's living out of a stone hut trying to really time his dodge roll so that he can successfully beat up a dragon with just his fists.
The fist of justice. I agree with what you're saying, bro. I agree. Like, and I'm not holding that against them because also I believe in the female nature. They have the tendency of making things look comfortable. I'm not going to hold it against them.
It's not a bad thing. It's just different and understanding the fundamental differences because we gotta, guys. We have to remember because women sure as fuck aren't going to do it for us. We gotta remember we are different than them. Our brains work differently. We have different priorities, different desires, different dreams, different fantasies, and that shit is biologically ingrained.
Pretty much. Like, I really, you know what, Gray, next week, do you want to do a stream on the Bear Grylls Survivor Show? I know everybody already done it, but do you want to do it next week?
Yeah. We'll probably have to make it like Odyssey exclusive because we know that shit'll get like when Hermit did it last time, he was getting yeeted mid fucking stream because of the copyright shit. So it absolutely has to be an Odyssey exclusive.
Okay, I could definitely. This will be my very first Odyssey exclusive stream, gentlemen. I'm down to do this, so definitely look forward to that. But I mentioned that because that correlates to what you're trying to say. You know, when men they're out there trying to find alligators and hogs and all that stuff, like making sure they got enough food and all that stuff. The women, they were literally like they were cleaning up their area and making these baby hogs as pets and stuff. So like you can tell there's a clear difference. You know,
Yeah.
the men brought in a whole alligator, but the women, they were like sweeping. I don't know how the fuck they were sweeping, but they were sweeping the area. Crazy.
Hey, we have to clean the beach. Get a broom.
Like, I shouldn't be laughing this hard, but that like it's like just based on that show alone, it is still astonishing on how men and no, not just men, women believe that they are straight up equal to men in every aspect. And that will be another stream, actually. Honestly, I want to talk about that. Because at this point, the three-letter agencies are looking at our shit anyway. You guys heard about Elon Musk. He's still releasing very sensitive documents about that. So
80, no fewer than 80 FBI agents dedicated to, I forget what it was. It was either, I think it was Twitter specifically.
yeah, I think Twitter, the safety squad or the safety team.
Trust and Safety Council. No, like I'm talking like legit. The FBI specifically had 80 agents assigned to Twitter.
Agreed. And I'm like, I'm glad I never had a Twitter. I'm glad I never had to. Like all the year, I could have created a Twitter over 10 years ago. I could have, but I'm like, oh, what's up?
I think I briefly made a Twitter account back during the Occupy shit, but it was literally just a fucking. It was basically what I qualified as a bot account. As all I did was I just tried to accumulate followers through mutual follows, but never used it for anything. I don't even think I ever actually posted a tweet. I literally just tried to amass followers using automatic programs.
Hey, Gray, continue right quick. I'll be back in 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So we know that they are watching us. We know now how much are they watching us specifically, and what exactly do we have to do to get their attention. And that's going to vary bit to bit, but I mean, they've got people watching people. And anytime you actually start doing something significant or making a big splash, you've at least got one FBI agent on you. So, and I mean, and that's just the FBI because it's an American agency. I guarantee you that most countries have some sort of security operative doing whatever they can to get an idea for what's going on social media. Canada, I believe, is currently pushing for laws to give them more power. And the very fact that I'm seeing posts from like YouTube and Wikipedia complaining about it and trying to get support against it, like, you know, I can't really bring myself to cheer on the Canadian government. But if they're pissing off people that I hate, well, I'm just going to kind of sit this one out and let the people I hate fight to the death.
But the big thing at the end of the day is they've been exposed hardcore, and hopefully Elon doesn't get Epstein. That's the big thing.
I'm pretty sure that him releasing this stuff in a slow drip is probably insurance against it. Because if he dumped all this information at once, it would be forgotten about within a week as people moved on to something else, and then he'd quietly get Epsteined a few months later.
Shit, the revelations that he's been doing with Twitter, holy shit.
And the question is like, well, how much worse is this stuff going to get? Because there's no way that this is all of it.
Okay, I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy. Chat, listen to me very closely. Just imagine, you have 80 FBI agents, at least, that we know of, that's on the social media platform that's called Twitter, but they not once banned the Taliban off of Twitter. They've not once went after the predators on Twitter, but they went gun-ho. They went full steam ahead on conservatives. Just put it out there. That's something that you guys need to think about. They didn't go after the extremists, actual terrorists. They didn't go after the predators or child exploitation, but they go after channels that dispute the liberal ideology. You gotta think on that. I'm telling you, gentlemen, just please think on that one. It is. I don't even know what to call it at this point. But yeah, corruption is one. I think it's beyond corruption. This is demonic. This is satanic. This is fucked. What do you think about that, Gray?
That's the thing. Like, can you really, like, is it really corruption when they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do?
Yes, because it wasn't that way at first, especially with Facebook as well. Because Zuck the Cuck admitted back in 2018, 19, correct me if I'm wrong, but Zuck the Cuck said that the FBI approached him about misinformation stuff.
Yeah, but did he say that this was the first time he'd spoken with the FBI ever?
Well, no, no.
They came to him and told him specifically to deal with the Russian disinformation. That's not necessarily like, oh, this is the first time the FBI ever came to us. It's complete mystery. I've never had interacted with them before. Now, to say that it wasn't that way before, I call bullshit. There's no way that you control as much information as Zuckerberg did, and the FBI doesn't have a probe up your ass 24/7.
What I'm saying is when they got big enough. When
All
they
he
got
did-
big enough.
Look, yeah, when they got big enough, but for all we know, I think that as soon as Facebook started accumulating massive amounts of data from U.S. citizens voluntarily submitted, I think it's safe to assume that the FBI was completely up their ass. At the very least, even if Facebook didn't actually know, the FBI absolutely had agents inside Facebook.
I agree. I completely agree with that one. And once again, ever since the Snowden situation, I haven't trusted a soul. Like, this was back in 2010, 2011. Ever since that he had to flee to Russia, saying that your movements are being watched based on your smartphone and all that shit. So I'm not too surprised. I'm not going to disagree of what's going on. But what I'm saying is, once they got big enough, I'm sure that it wasn't their first time meeting. But the fact that he even admitted in the first place on Joe Rogan podcast, if that's not an alarm, I don't know what is, right? Because I'm sure they had to keep it on the down low for years. But if he was that comfortable saying, "Hey,
That's the thing. As I've said before, I'm positive that he wasn't comfortable. I'm positive that he was told to say it.
wait. Give me 1 second. So you're saying that you saying that he wasn't comfortable in saying that comment? I'm talking about Mark Zuckerberg, chat. He wasn't comfortable on saying that the FBI came to us to talk about
I'm saying that he didn't. Okay. I am saying that he did not admit to it because he felt comfortable admitting to it. I'm saying he said that because the FBI fucking said, "This is what you say on Joe Rogan's show. Tell it to them exactly as we say it."
I
don't think Zuckerberg.
Yes
I don't
and
think
no.
I don't think that he was like getting off his leash and saying anything the FBI didn't explicitly want him to say.
Well, yes and no, because I don't want to say too much, but I will say yes and no. I do agree, but at the same time, I disagree.
Let me ask you this: did he suffer any repercussions for that?
Well, yeah, no. He didn't suffer anything.
Then the FBI was totally okay with him doing that and probably gave its tacit approval.
But how long ago was this again? Because I forgot how long ago it was. Let me look it up. I just need a.
It was around the last election.
Yeah, it's a timeline, chat. I need to know the timeline of what everything's going on. Because remember, I can't talk about everything on this goddamn platform, but the things I can talk about is I'm gonna use a quote from Assassin's Creed. If you guys play video games, right? You guys play video games. Not everything is true. Everything is permitted.
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Yeah.
I was close. God damn it. I was close. All right. Don't embarrass me for an Altair. You know what I'm saying? God
Talking to
damn
the guy who used to cosplay Altair, man, I had to learn those fucking lines.
it. Okay. That threw me off guard. Not gonna lie. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted, chat. Okay. You have to do your own goddamn research. You have to. Like, even if what me and what Grey Ghost is saying right now, do your own research. You have to. Because there might be things that we left out. There might be things that we probably are wrong on. So
And I guarantee you, with the research I've had to do for my latest video, there's tons of shit that we just straight up did not know about.
agreed. I completely agree. So, chat, do your due diligence to do your own research. See, how do I explain it? That's pretty much just the premises of my channel anyway. Yeah, you guys can take my advice. You guys can take what I have to say. But at the same time, don't be afraid to do your own research. And hell, come back in the future and challenge me what I have to say. Like challenge my points that I had before. I'm not afraid to admit that I'm wrong. I'm not. I'm not whatsoever. So at the end of the day, gentlemen, at the end of the day, you have to know that when it comes to women's happiness, majority of the time, you won't be able to achieve it. You won't. You won't.
Best you can do is some short-term excitedness and stimulation. You're essentially giving them a drug that they crave. Just like any drug, they're going to build up a tolerance to it and crave something new.
I forgot to mention it's more complicated, right? Because, women, right? Chat, women. Long term and short term is completely different when it comes to women. Women, they don't have, in general, they don't have the foresight. They don't have the long term, what's going to happen in the future type situation. In general, the exceptions does not make the rule. So they only focus on what's going on here and now, what they can get at the moment, if it can make them feel good. That's the premises of modern women. And once you understand that, a lot of things will become much clearer to you. I'm serious, gentlemen. I'm serious. Why do you think the growing amount of middle-aged women waiting on the Prince Charming to come in and save the day, that those type of women are growing? Is growing at an exceptional rate because they didn't give a fuck about the future. They gave a fuck about now. But you already know, more and more men, they're going to be nowhere to be found. Ain't that right, Gray?
Yeah, that's because the men can actually see the future and they're like, now, I can't really afford to look after a giant toddler right now. And any guy who goes off of women for a while saying, you know what? I'm just going to take a year off and just focus on me. They're going to find, I am living a life of such peace and comfort. And I've never had this much money just sitting in the bank. Really want to give that up? Really? Like, especially once the fucking Oxycontin and vasopressin go away, and you're actually allowed to have a clear head because you don't have a woman essentially drugging you up to be her servant every single day. You're like, wow. Why the fuck was I all over that shit?
I agree. 1,000,000%. Our wife fan has something to say. He says, the thing is most people don't have the time to do deep research because they work all the time. The reasons they left can get so far ahead in the public's opinion, they never get checked by media.
Well, to a certain extent, that is true. But then you You also have, though, a whole bunch of people who do try to make a living doing the research. And, well, they get silenced and censored. Now, with the new clip style stuff on the video, I'm hoping that I can at the very least give enough of a primer. So, guys, definitely like catch the video airing tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. See whether or not it's effective at getting a decent amount of sources across without getting bogged down in details and whatnot.
Agreed. This shit isn't scripted, so of course we're gonna be all over the place, chat. We're gonna be all over the place.
That's what editing's for.
But we're gonna see if you can invite just a couple people. You have time, great. Just a couple people. It's not gonna be that long.
You don't lie to me.
Bam. It's not gonna be that long, okay?
Yeah, you said that before.
I'm telling you right now, okay? There's a place I have to go to at the moment, so it won't take long. I'm gonna before we're gonna start this little call-in. If you want to support your boy, there's a link on top of the chat. Cash App /Sir Yeetus. Any type of donation is appreciated if you believe that my content is worth your investment. Thank you very much. I'm going to invite Chaz. What's going on, man?
Man, I'm sorry. You know how much of a retard I can be occasionally. Sorry, I've been having a bit of a night. I played that Mega Man stream. That took it out of me, man. Like, I have not been the same since that stream ended.
You died 200 times.
Bro, I should have died way more than that. I'm not a real gamer. I was using save states and rewinds and shit. But yeah, okay. So let's stay on topic. Sorry.
Okay, so when it comes to the topic right now, what do women truly want in your opinion? Like, what will make them happy?
Well, I mean, like, happy is a very nebulous term, right? Like, I'm happy when I'm, eating ice cream. I feel happy when I'm drinking alcohol, right? And like, those are things that make me feel happy in the moment. But long-term happiness is more of a sense of contentment, or maybe it's like this: long-term happiness exists when you don't worry about shit like that. That's not to say that happiness can always be a 100% certainty all the time. It can't. But if you're in a position where you don't worry about the bills, you don't worry about if lights are gonna like suddenly cut off, you don't have to worry about food in the fridge, you're gonna live a happy life. But for a lot of women, that doesn't make any sense. Like, the meme of guys can live like this and think it's okay, and it's like a photo of a small apartment with a TV on a stand and just a chair and his PS4, and it's like, yeah, a lot of men can live in that very simple lifestyle and be happy because they don't worry about anything beyond that. But like that's a very male kind of thing.
So Chaz, do you believe that women's happiness is just a black hole?
I won't say entirely yes. The thing is, I don't want to pull that card of, oh, I know a guy who knows a guy. It's like, I have seen my grandparents, they've 20 plus years of marriage. They love each other. They're faithful to one another, right? And it's like, I see my grandmother, the way she stares at my grandfather. She truly loves him. But I know for a fact that that is like the 1% things that work out kind of situation. For the majority of women, yes, it is a black hole.
And I know Grey Ghost has something to say about that. Grey Ghost, do you have a rebuttal to that statement?
Honestly, you're going to find it like more common where older women are happier, especially if they've been in relationships for longer periods of time, because they didn't have as many options and they're not used to that many options. Like, honestly, tech illiteracy is probably one of the most beneficial things to the older generations these days. If they don't know how to use social media, if they're not familiar with all that shit, then they're not going to be swamped with all the crazy crap and bullshit.
Oh yeah, for sure. My grandparents don't talk anything about Facebook or Twitter or no social media. It really is amazing. Like I am impressed.
Okay. I'm gonna add another person,
Okay.
the one and only Cyrus McCormick. What's going on, man?
Shit! Drop my phone. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Whoa, goddamn, you're having a great time over there.
Oh,
huh?
he's hype as fuck, dude.
Yeah, I just had 2 panic attacks. I'm feeling great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, was that too loud or what? Like,
No. I'm just got off my own live stream. I had no idea you started at 9, and I just got done berating an entire list of cartoon female characters written by a BuzzFeed bitch.
Oh
was
fuck
like-
yeah, dude. Sorry, who'd you roast? Who'd you roast?
Somebody, woman.
Okay, what's
let's not get too crazy. Let's not get too crazy with drama.
Yeah.
No. I felt like the need of like trying to expose people taking characters from like 90s, early 2000s,
Okay.
female characters, and just being like, oh, this woman was strong and powerful. The one bitch, I think she number 13 Kooky or from Avatar, she was like praising the fact that she beat up Suka.
Suki. Okay, Suki Katara. Are you talking about like the kimono?
Kylie,
Yeah,
Yeah. Describe her appearance, because like
How do we get here? Hold on.
I don't know. Sorry.
anyway,
Yeah.
scratch that.
Let's
scratch all
let's
the-
save that for later.
I just did a whole
What-
live stream of it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're about to go in like an encyclopedia type shit. But what is your perspective on what makes a woman truly happy? Can she truly be happy, or is that just a myth?
Yes, I think they can. When they fulfill their roles of being submissive to a man that treats and loves them, they feel fulfilled. And it's like a black hole. It's like can only be plugged up by my. I'm kind of being serious here. It's like the most happiest I've ever seen a woman is when she is, married to a man by being a virgin and submitting
She-
unto him. And like
She has like 4 or 5 kids and all that stuff.
yeah. The most happiest, lovable person. You want to go to her house and eat her home cooking, and they fulfill their roles. It's the most happiest I've ever seen a woman.
I agree. I personally agree with that. Women that decide to settle young, what I mean by young, shit, at least 20 to 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm being generous with that range. So there's a person that I know, 24 years old. She's 24 and she already has 3 kids. And she's having the time of her
Onyx
life
here.
right now. Yeah, he's here. But the woman that I know, she's 24 years old and she has 3 kids. And she's having the best time of her fucking life.
But that goes against the narrative. Gotta sell them feminism. Gotta tell them they're strong and independent and to be all alone, no fulfillment, no doing what your body was designed to do to carry kids and bring new life in here and bring new leaders, new strong men. And no, screw that. Gotta go be like a man.
She don't need no man. She's strong and independent.
So strong and independent.
You guys know about the most miserable demographic when it comes to women, right? When they're in their 40s, they're making 6 figures. They're that boss bitch, but they have no kids, no marriage, nothing. They're the most miserable group in
Yep.
the United States.
And
cool.
you know what's
What's up?
great? Oh, and I was gonna say, and you know what's great? I don't lose any tiny little bit of sleep over that fact. I sleep like a fucking baby knowing that. Where it's like, oh no, like BuzzFeed feminist is mad that Chad ghosted her for the umpteenth time this month. Like, what's wrong with all men? And it's like, oh, I don't know, sweetheart. I'm sure it's that all men are just trash and pigs, and it's every guy's fault. So, but you're strong and independent. Don't worry about it. Don't think too hard about it. You go, girl. And then I fall asleep on my pillow with my dog resting at my feet.
I don't even comprehend they exist. I just Fortnite dance in the street.
No, I actually
Fortnite
just had a
dance.
thought here, like as to why that might be, like
What,
why like
Fortnite
women
dance?
do have that. No, the inherent desire for a woman to be a mother.
Oh, well, that's their biology, right?
Well, yeah, but but I like to go into the why. Why is their biology? And I think it's very simple.
All right.
Because a woman who did not instinctually want to be a mother wouldn't pass on her genes.
Yeah.
Would that be the same thing for the father? Like,
Nah, plenty of fathers have sired children and then not been around to raise them.
Yeah, it's Chad and
what I'm
Tyrone.
trying to say is, even though hypergamy has been played since the beginning of time, the amount of women refusing to have kids it hasn't been this bad in the history of humanity. So what I'm trying to say is women don't give a fuck about if their genes die or not these days.
Well, they don't now, but the thing is, they don't care right now, but they're still looking to fill that same void because they don't want to admit that it's the one thing they actually are saying no to. Like, a woman is saying yes to everything except motherhood.
I agree. I see what you're saying. I agree.
And that's because, men can do it. Men raise kids. It's like, yeah, that's because men are able to dump their fucking semen into a woman to pass on their genetic legacy, and then they die defending the wall against the barbarians that the kid and mother doesn't get freaking yeeted or sold into slavery.
And if he doesn't die, he takes care of the multiple baby mamas that he has. If he's able to have.
No, but that's the thing. But him living is not the thing, because the one living is the one that wants to be the father, and that's a certain demographic. I'm pointing out that men can still have a successful lineage without being fathers because they do something else that's important to the child's survival beyond outright raising them.
Yeah, what I'm saying is the men have way more importance than, the mother when it comes to raising the next generation.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
But I'm pointing out that from a genetic selection, men can have a wide variety of specialties that they can pass on to their children. Women, on the other hand, like, if they're not specialized in being mothers, they're probably not going to pass on their genes.
But I see what you're saying, but
I think it would depend on the kid, really.
Yeah,
When it comes-
it's
like if you have a son or daughter, who's going to have like the sort of interactions with the mother? The hey, I'm busy in here. Hey, go away. Sorry,
don't elbow drop your dog.
I don't have a dog.
Oh, okay.
If I'm gonna get a dog, it's gonna be the ugliest dog I can get because I want one as ugly as me. So, like a pug. Anyway, I'm busy. Jesus Christ.
Oh shit.
Sorry, guys. Basically, if you have a son and a mother who knows her motherly duties and a daughter who, vice versa, I think that's where it would depend on.
I see what you're saying. I see what Greg Ghost is saying as well. But the thing that I'm trying to, and once again, I'm probably going to be wrong about this. It's pretty. I don't know. Gray, are you talking about throughout history or are you talking about today?
I am talking about throughout history. The evolutionary pressures put on men versus women allowed men to have a wide variety of things that were passed down, which means that a male does not need to specialize in being a parent in order to be satisfied. It's not biologically ingrained.
Well, I know
Because they have the option. A woman, it is, because a woman that did not have biological instinct did not pass on her genes. Therefore, all women statistically are far more likely to have an inherent biological instinct, which by rejecting is going to leave a void that cannot be filled, whereas a man can have his void filled through something else.
Well, I know what you're saying, but at the same time, it's very difficult for, in my opinion, at least throughout history, a woman to not have kids.
A woman having not kids is like bad for humanity as a whole. A man not having kids, nobody cares. You know,
I'm sorry, the way you put it is very bad for humanity as a whole. And like, you're not wrong, but I'm just saying that throughout history.
What do you mean? That's the thing. Like, what do you mean it's hard for a woman to not have kids?
Well, I'm just saying it's way less likely throughout history until now for a woman to not accept motherhood because they can. Before they didn't really have a choice per se, right? Until some form of feminism kicks in, but even then, unless they have no eggs, shout out to Hammerhand, they will still try their best to birth a child.
I had the most fun making that animation for Hammerhand.
Yeah, yes.
No,
the thing.
you
Like,
did it?
yeah, like,
Oh wait, that was you?
Yeah.
You made the no eggs?
Yeah, well, the 3D model. Of him.
Oh, hey,
Oh.
we'll talk about that later. But great, what were you saying?
Sorry.
like, yes, that's their biological imperative. Yes, they couldn't, but you gotta look like it was genetically selected for. The same thing that loyalty has been bred out of women. Because women that weren't loyal, because women that are loyal, they died and their kids died and they didn't pass on the genes. A woman that was not motherly, like if there was ever a mutation in a woman's genetics that was like this woman is going to instinctually reject motherhood, that
Right.
died within one generation. It's as fatal to the bloodline as Down syndrome.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying now.
So
I
a
see
lot
what
of
you're saying
mothers have Down syndrome now.
No. That's not what he's saying. That's
know.
not what he's saying.
I know.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
like
I was
thinking.
just about to say, don't set off Gray, okay? Because Gray's
Okay.
he's gonna steamroll you, okay? It's not gonna end well.
I can already picture the animation in my head being steamrolled by him driving it. Wait, Gray's trying to be funny.
Yeah, Gray's making sense. He's making a lot of sense.
Bro, I need some fan art of Gray doing like the Dio roller with his steamroller, just like like he dunks the steamroller on the feminist and just starts destroying it. And
Bro.
blows up.
I could do a clip on that. I can clip
Yeah,
that shit.
dude, totally do that. Just like
Hell
insert
yeah.
Gray on it. It's
But
like
in all
steam-
seriousness though,
yeah.
Gray, I agree with what you're saying. You had to explain to me like 10 fucking times, but finally I understand what you're saying.
Don't
That's
worry,
the thing,
he's
like-
gotten used to doing that with me, so I'm sure he's good.
Like, don't get me wrong, like I just had to make sure that he elaborated what he said, right? Because I don't know if he's on like that professor mode shit, but at the end of the day, he's not wrong. Like he's definitely speaking facts. I'll tell him if he's I disagree with what he has to say, but when he elaborated, I agree with everything. I agree. So that's the big thing. That's the reason why we work together very much. We're able to accept being wrong or not, right, Gray?
Like, I'm just
So-
pointing out, like, my hypothesis for why women are so fucking miserable when they reject motherhood. I'd say it's because any woman that historically rejected motherhood didn't pass on her genes. So there is going to be an instinctive biological urge for a woman to be a mother because that's just going to be bred into them. And any time that throughout history that there was any mutation to oppose that, it was basically the same as a genetic disease because they didn't pass on their genes. And so 99.999% of women have a biological urge to pass on their genes, and by denying that, their body, their brain, everything that's been ingrained to them is screaming that shit is wrong. And so their biology is in conflict with society, and that's why they're constantly miserable and angry and on all sorts of meds and going insane. And this confusion is being taken advantage of, and it's being directed, oh no, you hate the patriarchy, you hate society, you hate men. This is all men's fault. Men are why you're angry. Instead of just being like, nah, you're angry because you're not a mother and your body's telling you to be a mother. It's the same as a dude who's like, look, I just want to put my fucking dick in something and ejaculate. Like, dude, like, it's the same thing. Like the man does not have the desire to be the father. Like men, some have desires to be fathers, some don't have desires to be fathers. But you are hard pressed to find a man that doesn't want to put his dick inside a woman and stroke it back and forth until it gets off. Like, that is fucking bred into men, because any man that didn't want to do that throughout history did not pass on his genes.
Well, how you say they're pretty much bred out of the gene pool, right? These
Like-
old hags. What?
Yeah, like you're gonna find a whole bunch of these freaking women who are like, oh, well, I prioritized like my career over everything else. I prioritized everything above having children. It's like, okay, well, your legacy dies and your kind dies with you.
So, would you correlate that with the woman's happiness then, based on what you just explained?
Precisely. Like, a woman is not going to be happy because she is actively fighting her biology every step of the way. It would be like if you took a man and were like, you imagine if you took a man and for his entire life you had him wear a chastity belt where he could not touch his own junk.
Oh man. The future feminist one.
No.
So, would you say, Gray, that would that explain a lot of the feminists today are so angry?
That's exactly. They're wearing essentially, like, they are all basically the equivalent of incels. Men just want to fuck. They don't give a shit about anything else. They just want to get their fucking rocks off, and they can't. So women are basically forcing themselves to to experience the motherly equivalent of blue balls.
Okay.
You know-
that's a pretty good way of phrasing it. You know, like I get that. That's actually a really
Right.
smart way of explaining it.
It's not only just that, but I see it in a long-term sense. It's like every day they wake up, every month that's one, egg gone. And they're noticing this. Their biology, tells them, hey, you're wasting time. And like, no, I'm ignoring it this month, and I'm strong and independent. And they're like, every month they're being reminded of that. And it's a long draw on the psyche because of their biology until they hit menopause.
Yeah,
And
then,
that's the thing, and that's why, like, they hate motherhood. They hate children because it's the equivalent of freaking incel, and like a true incel, like in a fucking chastity belt since fucking birth. Look, like, watching some other dude actively having sex.
But here's the thing: they have the key to their own salvation. They can reject that and, go get with an incel if they want.
But they don't want to.
But they don't want to. So it's interesting. It's like a Saw game where, like, the key is right in the the bullet, and they have the key and yet they don't really.
Yeah, it's like you got the reverse bear trap on your head. It's ticking down. It's gonna snap, and all you have to do is fuck a man that you don't want to fuck.
But hey, y'all, Cyrus, do you have anything to say to the chat before I let you go? Because I'm definitely going to invite one more person before the chat ends.
That's fine. Chat. I'm terrified of women. They scare me. Like,
Okay, that's
panic
interesting.
attacks.
Sorry.
Keep your head about yourselves. There's a long road ahead of us, and it's just barely getting started. This is a time sort of game deal thing. Keep your wits about you. Realize the situations that are around you. Women will target you soon enough when they start seeing the gas prices go up again. Inflation hit. They're going to start targeting you guys. Be very careful out there. Seriously, it's getting bad here in Mormon land.
I completely agree, man. But I will definitely do a stream tomorrow, and I will explain what the stream is tomorrow. It's going to be a good one. I will let you guys know.
Man,
All right.
tomorrow's gonna pop off. Gray's gonna open the morning with the stream. Then about noon, we have the War Table mega stream, and then in the evening it'll be like
there's another
Edis.
stream,
Mhm.
another
Yeah.
good stream.
And then-
I'll explain. I'll
Yeah,
explain what it is. But Cyrus, thank you for joining, and peace out.
Peace out, lads.
maybe I'll find like my own little hour time slot between everyone else, just to like play some Pokemon or something. Maybe.
Oh, let me go ahead and catch myself a Jigglypuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Jigglypuff.
I'm mocking you right now. What are we talking about?
I mean, like, okay, sometimes it just goes right over my head. Like,
Hey, you gotta go the fucking big tower shit. But chops only.
exactly. It's just like anytime a topic is brought up, like Pokemon or Dragon Ball, my mind just instantly goes to like the shit I know. And it's
Hey.
like I don't even process that someone might be fucking with me.
Chaz, go to Dragon Ball tomorrow.
Oh, okay, yeah, fucking, I'll play some fighters. I'll fucking.
You
rage on
haven't
stream.
played that in a minute. Actually.
Okay. It's like anytime I'm playing a fighting game, especially on stream, I just like I don't get mad at my opponent necessarily. I get mad at myself. Like when I fuck up a combo or I don't punish something properly. I'm just like,
Chaz,
yes.
bullshit. I heard
Yeah.
you and I saw you curse out
Yeah.
one of your opponents. You were
Yeah.
mad.
Okay, well, okay, yeah, this game makes me really mad because it's like I've been playing this thing for 5 fucking years and I can't just press one fucking button to punish their shit and then like steamroll.
Wait, it's been 5 years.
The game Dragon Ball Fighters has been up for like 5 years now.
Like
2018. Yeah.
bro.
I know.
Great, you just made Ditas feel old again.
No,
Hey.
I'm surprised how fast time is. Like,
Right? No, like legit. It actually feels like I just started my first, like not just started, but it feels like not too long ago I left my very first job and like I saved up money for PS4. Then a few weeks later, Fighters came out and I just picked up my pre-ordered copy of it. And I just started playing it. I'm just like, holy shit, time really does fly. I'm only
I
like
had-
23. Holy shit.
I've had good times with the game. You know, I can't really tell the details because I'm pretty much doxing myself. But best believe that there was a lot of money that won.
Well, if it turns
And-
out that me and Yus have played in like a local fighting game scene, like we're just like next door neighbors or some shit.
I'll see if you can play the game in the future. Don't get
Yeah,
me
man.
wrong.
No,
It looks
you-
like that you've done you do better than me, but
It's-
I'll put up a good fight.
Bro, hit me up.
I will, but Chaz, have anything to say to the chat before I let you go?
You want me to take a shot of Everclear?
No.
Why not? You're like the only person that's like genuinely concerned for me. Manic, he says yes, take it. Ribby, he's like yes, like take the shot. I asked Chronic, hey, do you want me to take the shot? And he says, why would you ask me?
I will guarantee
know the
you-
answer?
I guarantee you I have more alcohol experience than anybody in this motherfucking panel, warband, wherever the fuck it is. Okay.
Well, I mean,
Don't
well,
consistently take Everclear.
yeah, I really don't want to ruin my stomach lining, but I want to be fun, you know.
It's 190 something proof. I don't know which one you have.
190, not 90 something, and it's 95.
you act like that's better.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
What'd you say, Gray?
Like, people fucking shudder at 180 proof Jamaican rum, and here you are taking what is fucking borderline rubbing alcohol.
Like, I took 151 off there, and that was a pain in the ass. I'm not saying that I can't take Everclear, but it's not going to end well. It will never end well. If
Like,
I
dude, we're gonna find you fucking raiding the goddamn Shoppers Drug Mart for rubbing alcohol because the Everclear just ain't doing it for you anymore.
But HS, I can't tell you what to do.
No.
I can't tell you what to do.
You're
But
just
I
scared.
highly advise you against that shit.
You're just scared that I'll unlock my full potential and win Evo off Everclear in Dragon Ball
Full
Fire.
potential? You mean liver disease? Sure.
bro.
What? Chaz, I do not want to see you in a goddamn Florida man story, okay?
Green's getting bullied and autistic.
If you-
man
if-
into
if-
robbing the
Hey,
7-Eleven.
if you want to take it, sure. But I'm telling you right now, the Everclear shit that you consistently taking is not going to end well because alcoholism is real, even if
Okay.
it's high end. Even if you're a functional alcoholic, alcoholic, it's not going to end well for you
Okay,
because you truly cannot predict how your liver is doing.
Yeah, and like if
Yeah.
you do not want you don't want to get to a position where you're like, damn, I literally need to drink or I'll be shaking like a leaf on a tree for the rest of the day.
And I've seen that.
Yeah. Like guys, please believe me. A lot of it really is just like a bit of how much I drink. Like sometimes, like when I'm with Chronic, and it's like I take a few extra, but like believe me, I am very much aware of like the dangers of alcoholism and addiction. I'm not trying to say that as if like I'm trying to like talk down to you guys. I will always try to be aware of how much.
Chaz, I got years on you, and I
Yeah.
guarantee you, Gray has years on you.
Yep.
When it comes to alcohol, but what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. There's a couple of times on stream where I spazzed the fuck out, and one of the times Gray was there.
Yeah.
Okay, I spazzed the fuck out because first off, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Right, like I was drunk as fuck. So it's one thing that I'm drinking, you know, a couple of whiskeys, couple of Captain Morgan and all that stuff. You're drinking Everclear, bro.
I sure am.
That's not good. That's not good.
I know, man.
Like what's up with why can't you drink any other bottle? Like why you gotta
Okay. The only reason is that it's the only bottle that I have with me. I don't like consistently have like a six pack of beer in the fridge or something like that. It's
Well,
just
what about other liquor such as
I
Jack
just-
Daniels or Captain Morgan or
Well-
something like that?
Well, it's like a lot of it is that I actually haven't sat down to just like taste test every other kind of alcohol. I don't know. I mean, like that might be a good fun bit where like once every 2 weeks or something, I'm like, oh, I'm trying a new drink on stream, and then it's like whatever. But I
See, Chaz,
do-
you can definitely do what you want and try to be like go to the next level and
Yeah.
stuff, but who's going to suffer the consequences at the end of the day?
only me and the people that have to listen to my incoherent ramblings.
Not
But, like-
even listening. They don't have to listen.
Yeah. But like Yeetus, think of it like this. What would be the best way to get good at a game? Either one, just playing it by yourself, taking it on easy mode, something, or having a world champion play the game with you, kick your ass 200-0, and then you learn by like his example, right? Like Everclear is the Evo world champion. It's kicking my ass. It's destroying my liver. However, it is conditioning my liver
Okay,
to be
no,
able to handle
okay.
everything else.
Okay,
I'm
no,
joking,
Chaz,
I'm joking,
Chaz,
I'm joking.
Chaz.
Gray,
Jesus Christ.
Gray, I'll be right back because I do gotta take a piss.
Like,
Can you talk to Chaz, please, Gray?
I'm
Because
just joking. I'm just joking. Please.
I don't know if you're joking or not at this point. I don't know if you are, but Gray, can you talk to him right quick?
I'm sorry. I genuinely don't want it to worry anyone. When I like make community posts saying I use Everclear as a sleep aid, I'm built different.
Don't fall so
bit.
easily.
Okay, well, okay, Chaz. Well, then let's just be fucking clear here. You're not making people laugh. You're making people fucking concerned.
Oh, shit, man. I'm sorry.
Like that's the thing. We're not finding this funny.
Oh,
We're finding this fucking scary.
shit.
Like I got to deal with actual fucking alcoholics who literally cannot go a day without drinking. This ain't fucking funny.
I am sorry. I am sorry.
Yeah, like dude, I get that you want to be funny for a bit, but you're literally the only one laughing here.
I understand. I'm sorry. I will. I'll reel myself back in.
Yeah, like we
I
just for fucking
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, like that's the thing. We're fucking spooked. Like we're not trying to play along with a bit.
Like Chaz, you think that we've been drinking for like a couple days? We got years on you. I've seen
Yeah,
people die from alcohol. Die. And it wasn't even from Everclear.
Yeah.
And you're here drinking Everclear on a consistent basis.
Like, and I'm not joking about the fucking rubbing alcohol, man. That is a serious problem in Northern Ontario. They gotta close the goddamn drugstores early because the alcoholics will raid that place for fucking rubbing alcohol, cut it with water, and then drink it till they pass out.
They're drinking Listerine.
Shit, guys,
But
I
at the end of the day,
I
Chaz,
really am sorry, guys.
no. We are not trying to put you down. That's not what we're trying to do. But at the same time, Chaz, people died from
Yeah.
trying to get off of alcohol. Died.
Yeah, man.
So if you're drinking Everclear on a consistent basis, I've seen people have seizures and died on the floor.
Shit.
You get what I'm saying?
I completely get what you're saying.
You as a man do whatever you want, but see where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say this to be funny. This is like you guys are helping. Like this is a very sobering experience. I'm not saying that as a pun. I'm sorry. I did not like understand that you guys were genuinely concerned for until now. I okay, guys. Like truth be told, like full honesty, I know it's like a funny bit, like haha, he's autistic. I do struggle with moments like this where it's like I didn't actually fully get like it. I'm not saying I'm trying to like downplay the dangers of alcoholism. Like when I hear statistics of like X amount of people die from alcohol poisoning a year, and like you guys are telling me you have dealt with people like this, I will think about this moment for a while. And okay, guys, I think it'd be best if I just left real quick and just I am very, very sorry, Yidis. I didn't mean to make the stream derail into like a intervention for me. I'm sorry. Are we cool?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm stay here.
Shit.
Don't go anywhere. I'm
Yeah.
saying that I'm not saying stop drinking alcohol. Drink in moderation, bro. Because once again, the person that didn't drink in moderation, I see him get carried out in a fucking body bag at the age of in his late 30s.
I do not want that.
So, like Everclear, bro. That's like one of the strongest drinks out there. That is like what the fuck. People get alcoholism from the regular drinks like vodka and tequila and all that shit. Everclear?
Yeah.
So I say all I'm trying to say is slow down. That's it. I'm not saying stop. Slow down.
I get you, man. I am very sorry about my ignorance to your concern. I really am, man. I really do appreciate this. I am sorry for real.
Don't be sorry, man. Don't be sorry. I'm just letting you know because once again, if I didn't give a damn, I'll be right along with everybody else saying, yeah, drink Everclear. Yeah, go for your A shot. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
no.
I myself, unless I have like severe memory oppression and I don't remember any like alcoholics in my life, I haven't dealt with anyone like that. So I do not have the firsthand experience that you two do have with people that have that are like this. So
once again, we drink alcohol ourselves. So
I need to tone it down and just have one Shiner Bock, a Mike's Hard Lemonade. Not every single drink needs to be her Everclear. Like
Great. No, not great. Chaz, I'm not perfect because I'm sure you heard me a few times fucking going on a rambling tangent, right? And Gray, I don't know about Gray, right? I'm sure Gray has done something that was just like fucking out of line in his life at one time, right, Gray?
Due to booze? Wouldn't,
At least at one time. You're like out of control, like just going nuts and like, or just like saying things that shouldn't be said and all that shit, like just going off.
Okay, look, let me put it this way. I think that I'd be a little less embarrassed if that was the case.
Well, yeah, true. But Chaz, you get where we're coming from.
No,
Okay, like
I completely get it. Like everyone else has like played like into it, and I did not understand that you guys were genuinely concerned, and I was not respecting your genuine concern up until this point. And I do apologize for that. I really do hope that this isn't like fucking with our friendship and shit like that.
no, we're cool.
Because like these are like I said, I know it's like her, he's autistic. I do have these social awareness issues.
Bro, I don't give two fucking shits if you're autistic.
Well,
I don't care.
It's
Yeah.
just like the thing that I have to deal with my whole life. Like these
Oh.
kind of no, like these kind of things is stuff people pick up in fucking middle school, where it's like genuine concern versus playing into a bit. Like a lot of the times, I think things are just bits. Things are just funny, right? Like it's kind of like the whole thing of like send the fat chicks over to Manic, that kind of thing. I'm like, haha, it's funny, right? And like from my perspective, I'm like Everclear, her. But it's like you guys have actually dealt with people that have been addicted to this kind of stuff, and I did not fully comprehend that until this point, and that's why
Whoa.
I'm trying to like say I'm sorry I didn't respect your genuine concern.
Well, once again, you don't have to respect her now. Let me address
well,
this
no.
right quick.
Oh, yes.
Wait, hold on, Chaz. He says you are seemingly severely autistic. Yeah, because autism is a spectrum.
Yeah, I'm not severely autistic. It's the social aspects where it's like picking up on what people say and the minor things. Like,
But what you?
Yeah,
oh,
no,
what'd you-
like legit. I know a guy who's further on the spectrum than you. Sarcasm,
Yeah.
he just does not get it.
Yeah.
Period. Like, he literally just does not get sarcasm.
I have a little brother with severe brain damage, and it's like trying to help him out whenever I go by my mom's place. It's like it really humbles me to how I know it's like funny to say I'm privileged nowadays. I really am in a position where seeing how other people are, I do feel like I'm not as bad as I sometimes think I am. But that's
See-
not to say I don't want to work on myself. You know what I mean?
But Chaz, I'll be a hypocrite if I say that alcohol is bad for you, right? Because I drink it myself. But it's just the
Moderation.
if you're gonna be drinking like that, I'd rather be it. I'd rather it be your choice than you being peer pressured. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Like I am intention. Like I have been able to stop when I think it's enough.
But
Believe-
the Everclear
yes.
thing pisses me off because once again, I've drank Everclear like what I think it was like 2 times in my life, and it's nothing but pain in the throat. And the fact that's why you see me in your comments often. Anytime that you talk about I'm gonna take a shot, I'm like, bro, relax.
Well, like that's what I mean when I'm like thinking it's a bit. When you're like trying to, I was like, oh, haha, Yeetus is the voice of reason. Where it's like, Jesus Christ, he's actually trying to fucking help you. Yeetus was genuinely concerned about me, and I was playing it off for a laugh. That's where, like, it's moments like these where I really just hit myself over. Like, I beat myself up over the situations like these a lot because I'm like, how could I not understand this? Why am I so fucking stupid that I don't get this?
You're not stupid. You're not stupid. It's just that the line of communication, we haven't been able to talk face to face or have any type of,
Yeah, like
you know.
yeah, you just typing in a comment section, "Hey, chill on that," when I'm just making a joke tweet is very different than the conversation we're having.
Oh, what's up, Dr. Fourth Wall?
Well, first of all, greetings, guys. But
Hi.
Chaz, we just don't want to lose you to alcohol.
Yeah.
I've lost a couple of Brutas of mine who overdosed it on alcohol, and you know, I'd hate to see y'all suffer the same fate. But
Really,
you know,
because I'm gonna say this as well. Even Chaz, this is a reason why I was like on your ass about this for the last few weeks. Even when you try to stop alcohol, alcohol is one of the few drugs where you can literally die from not taking it anymore. So if you try to quit, you can die from it. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, okay, to say I get it, I do not get it because I've never witnessed that happening in the way you have.
Well,
But-
it's scientific. It's literally scientific.
Yes, I get that, and I will chill on the jokes. I will chill on taking a shot like once a week or something like that. I will.
No, like drink tequila, drink rum, drink whiskey, drink all that shit.
But this stuff,
Everclear?
yeah. I will slow down. I will chill. Yeetus, I do not want you to have to be concerned about me. Like, this is supposed to be, you know, not to say like all the topics we talk about are funny, but it's not supposed to get this dark. And I do feel bad that it's gotten this dark over me. And
Don't feel bad. This is necessary, especially on my channel. Beyond necessary, because you'd be surprised how many people, especially the ones that are subscribed to me, that struggles with alcoholism.
And I was not ever trying to make that a joke. I do not want to be an alcoholic. I do not want to be and like have any lifelong addictions. I do not want to make light of people's suffering if they are alcoholic.
Chaz, you're not getting canceled.
I know.
I'm
Like, man, this is what I'm saying when I have a problem with this kind of shit.
It's all good.
well, Chaz, a piece of advice: if you're looking for a good laugh, look at Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, I know that game.
That's a good.
I'm
game.
actually making some own cards of my own, actually.
But Chaz, in all seriousness, though, all I'm saying is the only thing that got me concerned is almost every time that you're on Undercrack's channel or you're doing the streaming stuff, I just saw Everclear.
Yeah.
That's the thing that got me like, okay, bro, you need to relax.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't worry,
I don't
man.
care if you're drinking Jack. I
Yeah.
don't care if you're drinking Captain Morgan. I don't care about that shit. But
Okay.
when you're drinking that on a consistent basis, your liver is going to suffer.
Truth be told, I actually have not, but I probably will do this. I have not looked into any long-term side effects of drinking this. So I will do that, and it will humble me.
Just some random guy. He says, my grandfather died because he quit drinking after I was born. He traded his lifetime to spend the time with me. See,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that. Just a random guy. But at the same time, I know people that died trying to stop drinking alcohol because their brains couldn't handle it. So they got to a severe seizure and died in the process.
Oh.
Like I legit know a guy who, if he stops drinking, he has seizures.
Literally, he can't stop drinking. He can't, and it's
like-
so fucked
and like-
up.
Like,
Yeah.
got to consistently drink every single day
Okay. I
just to not have seizures.
I assure you guys, I am not at that point, and I do not want to ever be at that point. So like,
That's what they say now until they stop drinking.
I still have like a good chunk of the bottle left. I can just throw it out tonight into the dumpster and just
Don't throw it out. Just drink it less often. Don't
Well-
throw it out.
Well, I just mean like, I could do that. Damn.
You could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, this stream like took a wild turn. Do you
No,
guys
no,
want
no,
to
no.
like?
Chaz, we're good. We're good. Nothing bad between us. Gray, do you have anything?
Like Gray, thank you for the thank you, Gray, for getting it through my head that this was genuine concern. I'm sorry that I looked like an idiot, like you're talking to a brick wall.
The only reason I've done this is because I've seen people die from this. That's the only reason. If I didn't give a fuck about you, Chaz, I'll be encouraging you right now.
Yeah, like I've sent you enough shekels for you to care about me, man. Okay, yeah. No, man, it's like, yeah, man, we're cool, man. I do.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
But like I just don't like. I don't want to see you like getting a severe medical condition because you're drinking, like to make other people laugh. Like,
yeah.
Again, Cards Against Humanity, great source for it.
Drink for you, man. Drink because you want to be in that good position and stuff. But not only just drink, but you have to drink in moderation. I'm not saying that you have to do it all the time, right? Like go nuts once in a while, but it was the Everclear thing that threw me off. So
yeah. If I was just saying like I'm on my second Shiner Bock, it'd be like no big deal. But what I'm drinking is very, very powerful, and I wasn't understanding that. At this point in time, it's like I'm not in the hospital. I truly don't understand what I have been putting into my body. I will look into it and actually understand the dangers of drinking this beverage.
Hey, it's all good, man. Hey, I'm not saying
man.
stop, but I'm glad that you're taking the initiative to find the pros and cons of drinking alcohol. Like I respect that.
I guess you could say I've taken the Everclear pill, right? The clear pill.
Damn. Okay, I give you that one. you got me good on that one. But Chaz, thank you for joining, man. And I know you're trying to move on.
Yeah. Hey, man, like pun entirely intended this time. Thank you for the sobering experience, man. I really do. It means a lot to me, man. Like for real. And hey, Gray, I look forward to our conversation tomorrow. So
7 to 9 tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, sir. So you all have a fantastic night. I will not fall asleep to Everclear tonight. I will just go straight to bed and relax. And I will wake up tomorrow bright and early for Gray's video. I'll look forward to your stream, Yeetus. And we got that War Table stream to look forward to, right, guys?
Bro, tomorrow is going to be crazy.
It's going to be lit.
Tomorrow is going to be way crazy. But thank you, Chaz, for joining. And thank you for listening to what we had to say.
Not only did I listen, I comprehended. Right?
See, that's a big thing. Yeah. So
okay. Well, hey, you guys have a great night. Thank you very much for this talk. I've actually really needed this.
No problem, man. Peace out.
Peace out.
Goddamn. Chaz, man. Chaz, he's a good dude, man. Like it's like, believe me, if I didn't he's a stranger on the internet, right? Like compared to everybody else that I know. If I didn't give a fuck about him, I would definitely be on the sidelines like, yeah, go ahead, drink your 10th shot of Everclear. Yeah. So, Chaz, I'm glad that you're willing to do some insight on the pros and cons and do whatever you want to do, but just take heed on what me, Greg Ghost, and Dr. Fourth Wall said. Please. So, Dr. Fourth Wall, what do you have to say about the current topic today on what makes women truly happy?
In general, way too much is required. When for us men, they can't do a simple thing when we the simplest motherfuckers. It's ridiculous. Now, generally and traditionally, a good husband, her being a good wife, her having, beautiful kids and everything. That's what truly makes a woman happy, is what I've been raised.
Pretty much. That's it. But Unfortunately, they still can't meet the standards.
Hell, it's so bad that like I'll just say this much. I did go to an all boys Catholic school back then, and you know there was the all girls Catholic school right across the streets. So, I swear to fucking God, had the majority of them look like they already hit the wall, and they're not even 20 yet. They're just 19, 18.
Okay, so can you truly make women happy in 2022?
Definitely not in the West. Maybe in some of the more traditional countries where feminist cancer is not being spread around. You probably can, but in America, it highly unlikely, very highly unlikely.
Okay, what do you have to say about that, Gray? You got something to say about that?
Yeah, I'm looking up the visual representation of how to make a woman happy. Just
Are
need
you
to.
gonna pull up a black hole? No? What?
No. I'm gonna pull up something worse. I'm gonna pull up something worse.
Please,
It's
something
like-
that won't get my stream muted, please.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want
Does
that.
does YouTube care about traffic cones?
It depends where the traffic cones are located.
Oh
That's a
God.
big thing. But, Dr. Fourth Wall, based on your experience, have you been in a relationship? And if you have been in a relationship, what
I've
did you
been
have to do to make her happy?
I've been in two. The first one was, it started out good, but gradually she showed me her true colors, and basically she was just, she was toxic as hell, and she kept bringing about her ex, and anytime, like, if I refused to, because we got in a fight one time, and I like wouldn't buy something for her, and then she was like, you know what, my ex would never, and I was like, who the fuck did you just compare me to? I was like, the amount of times
this
that man
bitch.
has made you cry, that man has cheated on you, beat the shit out of you. The one time you don't get something you want, you put him above me. Like, are you crazy? And then she's
Bro,
like,
I wouldn't say anything. I would have walked away with that, bro.
she was like, babe, I'm sorry, that was a mistake. And I was like, no. Listen,
How was that
I
a
need you
mistake?
to understand. I was like, I need you to understand. You are insane to say some shit like that. So you want to try that shit with me? I will kick you out my car and let you find him, because I'm not putting up with that bullshit.
Well, how is that a fucking mistake? How is that a mistake? How is that a mistake?
It wasn't. She was trying to pull my strings. I wasn't gonna let her do it. However,
I'm
luckily
sorry.
no, you're fine, man. You're fine. But my second girlfriend, she was pretty nice, actually, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually might have considered marrying her because we dated for about 2.5 years, probably two, to be very specific, 2 years and 9 months. But unfortunately, her parents and her had to move away and all that stuff. But
This
I
was in high
probably
school?
yeah, I was
Okay.
I was a junior at the time, and yeah, she was also in 11th grade.
Oh, so you and older women.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do.
Hey, I don't blame you, bro. I don't blame you. Because at that age, older women like, hell yeah.
Well, I think if the ideal is the 18 to 24 gap, then you're going to be attracted to older women when you're
Well, yeah,
under that age.
well, yeah,
gap.
I was just 17 at the time.
Oh, so you were pretty much the MILF hunter.
Yes, I was.
I'm sorry, bro. I just say it. But when it comes to that point, right? You dated her for 2 years and 9 months,
Hmm.
but the parents had to move away. Did she have any reason for you to like break up with her, or was it just because she had to go to a different location?
It was because she had to go to a different location. We kind of tried to keep our relationship going over over the phone, but we couldn't get it to work as much as we used to. And it hurt both of us. But we just thought we couldn't really do much more with it.
See, that's the thing. If you had money, it wouldn't be an issue. Like, but how you gonna get money at 17, 18 years old? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be very fucking lucky. Or
Well, I mean, I was working a job. It was a part-time job, but
well, I'm talking about
Yeah.
silver spoon.
like
I'm talking about
lots of
silver
money.
spoon in your mouth. Yeah.
Hey, look, the only way you're making that much money at 17 is by doing what Chronic was doing at college.
Oh God, no. Okay.
What do you mean?
He was
providing recreational substances.
Yeah. I remember.
okay, but we also got to have a silver spoon in your mouth, right? Like a what's it called, the trust fund, baby. Then like if you were in those two different situations, so like the undead chronic extravaganza, or you were already rich when you were born, yeah, that wouldn't be an issue. So don't get me wrong, I know how it feels. Where you have to end something because like what else can you do? Like you can't do anything beyond that point. I agree.
Yeah, that was it. That was pretty much the case.
So what did you have? Okay, how do I explain it? Beyond that, I'm sure that you've dealt with women beyond those two relationships, right?
Mhm.
Have you noticed that the standards that women bestow upon you is getting more and more ridiculous? Like, have you noticed that?
Yeah, I definitely did. It's like I didn't really think too much of it. And I was like, it's like I'm not gonna, if she says no, I'm not gonna waste my time simping, obviously. But when I did discover you guys, at first I thought, I'm not gonna lie, at first I thought you guys were just a big group of fat incels who just shat on women all day. But
Well, no, you see, that's the guys in Dubai. They're the ones who shit on women all day.
Oh yeah, 24/7.
Shut up,
$1 million.
Oh,
But in all seriousness, though, I like we get it all the time, right? Because once again, the red pill / MGTOW philosophy, we don't recruit; they find us. We don't recruit, so it is very understandable that at first you're like, oh, they're probably living in their basement. Oh, they're probably eating their mama's cooking every day, and they
no,
don't have
like
a
when I
job.
first discovered Chronic, because I'll just say this. I'm not saying it's bad. He's probably like the most extreme out of the warband, but I see it as a necessary extreme, right? To combat the extremes of feminism nowadays. But
Necessary
I
evil.
I straight up thought he was a fucking sociopath. I was like, holy shit, listen to this guy. But the more I listened and actually opened up my eyes and realized and did my own research, because usually I just follow the logic, no emotions, none of that, just pure logic. And I was like, this Chronic dude's actually right,
Oh, on top of that, the warband actually go outside and touch grass. What? This is
We
insane.
touch that green all the time.
We such see, and that's the funniest part. Like the people that disagree with the ideologies that we speak on, they think that we're just some neckbeard, 300-pound fucking fedora wearing motherfuckers that never interacted with a girl in our life. Like that's the stupidest shit that I ever heard, because they don't even apply that to the mainstream of the mainstream red pill motherfuckers. I'm not saying that Chronic is red pill. I'm just saying that the mainstream people that speak similar points, they don't even apply that to them, right? What's their name? Fed and Fraud, or Fresh and
Fresh
Fit?
and Fit.
Yeah,
And
and
then
Kevin
Kevin
Samuels.
Samuels. That
Yeah.
actually took me because Kevin Samuels, I mean, I didn't but I will say this, like Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels were sort of my first earlier red pills. And then you guys came along and like, hey, these guys are only saying it for the clout. You know, these guys are just saying it for attention. They don't live up to what they preach, and they're selling these courses and scamming men for money. You know
Yeah,
what I
I'm
mean?
not saying that the points. I'm not saying that the points they're saying that are wrong. They're not wrong.
Oh yeah.
Gray, what the fuck is that?
What are you cracking your knuckles?
Nah, it's paint scraping. I'm painting a bear right now, so
Oh,
Did you say,
Gotta-
did you
gotta-
say
I
you,
gotta
you were
clean the brush.
scrolling your mouse or something.
I gotta
You
clean.
see-
It's
oh, your headset. Oh, I thought you said you
no,
had-
no. I know. I'm cleaning my brush. Like I say,
Okay, I
this
thought-
is like I rinse off the brush and then I scrape off the excess paint by rubbing it against the series of ribs on the bottom of the paint tray.
Okay,
And that makes that noise.
I thought you said you were hitting a bear. I'm
No,
like,
I'm
oh,
painting
okay.
a bear.
Well, is there any difference? Just saying. Yeah,
You get abstract enough, you're not wrong.
Lego said
I'm
that
effectively
Gray-
hitting a bear. I'm hitting a bear with a paintbrush repeatedly. So
Yeah,
not wrong.
it said, Lego saying that Gray's doing ASMR again.
yeah, maybe that'll be my freaking Christmas special. Just
Oh, that's how you
Frickin'
pronounce
chill
it. I always
stream.
used to call it asthma.
Oh, Christmas special? I doubt it. Maybe Christmas Eve, maybe, but like Christmas Day, I won't be available. 'Cause you already know the family wants me to be around and all that shit. I'm not gonna be available at the time, unfortunately. Unless you want to do a day after, then yeah, I'm down.
yeah, honestly, I've got a couple days off around Christmas, and family arrangements are a bit chaotic. But yeah, I could do a Christmas special.
Like, imagine the screaming if they find out that I'm making this type of content. It's not going to end well for me. It's not. But Dr. Fourth Wall, when it comes to what we were just talking about just now, what were we talking about again? I
Making
don't
women
wanna-
happy. What makes a woman happy?
Oh, I was talking about the topic, but okay. What makes women happy in general, right? Personally, in my experience, in my almost 30 years of life, nothing makes a woman happy. Do you agree?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Or at least, modern women, obviously,
Because
Traditional, I'd say, there's a good chance if they actually stick with it, they're not a chameleon or any of that stuff.
because for me is, at least with my thinking, my logic of thinking, women primarily base their decisions on emotions, and emotions are fleeting. So how can they truly be happy?
That is true. Is that why you guys are against the 19th Amendment? Because
should-
that's one thing I've been trying to logically understand.
Should we make a stream on that, Gray, the 19th Amendment, or will we be yeeted?
I'd say that would almost certainly, we'd either have to speak in a whole bunch of code words, or it would have to be an Odyssey exclusive.
Okay, I
But
definitely agree.
let me put it. I'll give a pretty simple thing, Dr. Forthwell. So, women are not net taxpayers. They do not make financial decisions that contribute to the country. So when you have a country that relies on voting, and the majority of the voters are people who do not pay in. Like, imagine for a second if you ran a company and the majority of the people on your stockbrokers board were not only not people that contributed, but people who are actively costing your company money, and they're the ones with the decision-making power.
Right. And plus,
Basically.
with being their decisions based on emotions, which, like Sir Edith said, is fleeting, which can be a lot more dangerous than using logic.
Like, here's the thing. I would not give a shit what their emotions were based on if it was a net positive.
Well, Gray, you already heard it. Women that, in their nature, primarily base their decision on emotions, and at the same time, emotions aren't forever. Are they truly happy? Think about it. Think about it, Chad. That's literally how it is. Don't get me wrong. If you're able to take away all the feminism, all the social media, and take away everything that's pretty much corrupting society as a whole, yes, I do believe that select few women can truly be at least content with what they have. But with the female nature, honestly, they will never be happy, in my opinion. I can't see them being happy. I can't.
Well, and that's where, like, I posit my hypothesis that a lot of it comes from choice. Like, it's weird because this is something that I've heard as a communist argument, that the capitalists are miserable because they have so much choice and they can't make a decision. So if you want to make them happy, you have to take away their decisions.
So that will apply to the 19th Amendment as well.
Like, that's the thing. I think that
That's a good
doesn't
analysis.
work for men, because men, we need options. I'm not necessarily saying that we need 50 kinds of shampoo on the shelf. It's like, no, like, I'm not freaking picking too much. It's like, at most, I'll go for the one that's best suited to my style of hair, or failing that, I'll just get whatever one's on sale. Like, there's pretty quick and easy criteria. But when you have, is like, well, what are you going to do today? Who are you going to talk to? How's your day going to be? And you don't have that kind of rigidity. Like, as a man, you usually find something to do because you're backed up. But with a woman, when there's all sorts of chaos day in, day out, to a certain point, there's the stress element, but I think the main thing is that the one option that they'd like to take is being denied to them.
I
Like,
see
they
what you're
don't
saying.
have, like, they don't have that specific long-term goal. Like, everything that a man does in a roundabout way still serves that primary biological goal, like just gaining his freaking status and strength for survival so that he can protect and provide. Like, that is what a man can do. Whereas every choice that women are being compelled to make these days goes against their biology. Like, look at the men who are the most miserable today. Every decision that they are actively making is fighting against their biology.
Agreed. But Mr. Pliskin, he says women have the most control of their lives than they ever have in history, and they are miserable. Do you agree with that group?
Yes, and they're not biologically. They're not meant to. They're meant to have a whole bunch of other things networking and shepherding them through their lives, and just guiding them on the correct path. Because here's the other thing: like, a man, he has a long time to get his shit together. Like, men can become fathers pretty late in their life and still give out healthy kids.
Agreed.
Women don't like, that's the thing. Like, when women's like, oh, she's way too young to have a kid, she's only 18, she needs to understand herself better. She's on a timer, a very short timer.
When they lose 50% of their eggs, 29, 30.
No, 30 by 30, 90% of them are gone. They're losing.
Oh, damn.
Like they're at like 50%, like in their 20s.
Damn, I was wrong. Okay, 90% are X by 30.
And like I'd go into more of the biology stuff, but that traipses down pathways that I do not want to cross here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all something that's gonna blow y'all mind. When my mom gave birth to me, she was in her 50s, and my dad was in his 60s. I'm not kidding.
So your dad wasn't like, what the fuck? Or
What?
like that's so your dad was like, what the fuck? Like in your 50s, like you ain't trying to
Fucking 35 is a geriatric pregnancy. Then what the fuck does 50s qualify as?
do you know how high of a risk at 50 years old to have birth of you being cognitively
like
delayed
having-
and all that shit?
Yeah, like having Down syndrome and everything. My mom knew all the risks. You know, she.
But what would your dad say? Like your dad's like, yo, like, was he like, maybe we shouldn't be having this kid right now?
I honestly don't know. I know the doctor
okay.
told my mom, you know, you probably shouldn't have this kid, but it was mainly because she only had, you know, one son, which was my older brother, and you know, two girls, which were my two older sisters, and like they wanted one more guy, you know, they wanted one more boy, and so
I can't wait for the grandkids. We're having another.
I know,
Pretty much.
I know it's hard to believe, but like
Nah,
that's the
there's
truth.
there's anomalies, and it's easier to believe if she had 3 kids prior, because keep in mind, every kid is 9 eggs saved.
Yeah.
Mm.
I agree. And once again, you are extremely lucky, bro. Extremely lucky.
I
Like
know,
fucking
I
statistical anomaly there. So
It's like I'm, you know, I'm surprised that I wasn't born with Down syndrome or, you know, autism or anything like that.
But at the end of the day, though, you know, I can't really say anything. Like your parents are married, right? Like your parents are.
Oh yeah, they're happily married.
Yeah, I can't really say too much about it when it comes to that point, because that's the biggest thing, right? Even though they did what they did, which was a bad move, in my opinion, at least you had both parents growing up. That's a good
Oh
thing.
yeah. And
You know.
and of course they're very traditional, you know.
And that's what is missing in society today. And that's why I'm sure you have a clear conscience, a fucking a great head on your shoulders. You're not trying to identify as a furry and shit these days.
Yeah, you know, I had a strong father figure, you know, I had a good mom and everything, and yeah, pretty much.
So I'm not gonna go all judgy like, oh my god, your parents, your grandma's gonna have a baby. Like, nah.
Even if you
It's-
did, I really wouldn't care. People made fun of me for it all the time.
But what I'm saying is, like, they can't talk shit if they don't know who their father is. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Dr. Fourth Wall, do you have anything to say to the chat when it comes to this topic, or anything else you want to say?
Well, you know, this is my message to everyone watching this stream. Again, most of the time in the Western world, women just are almost impossible to be satisfied, you know. But there are rare circumstances they can happen, but they're very rare nowadays. If you're looking for a traditional wife, look somewhere in the East, you know. Don't look here. But if you're
don't
fine
piss
with
them
being
off.
single,
Hold up, I gotta stop you. Don't piss them off, because you're gonna have a lot of, oh, this AWOL. Women are like that everywhere. Oh, the demons.
uh, but if
I'm
you're fine
just
being
saying,
single,
you know.
just go your own way and do what you want to do with your life. Don't waste time chasing these women who don't want to be saved.
Well, to caveat on what Fourth Wall is saying is, if you go overseas, on average, you'll be treated better than the women in the West. Like, yeah,
Agreed.
of course, stay red pill. Yeah, all women are like that, but you'll be treated better overseas than right here. So,
I mean, you can know that restaurant food is overpriced and like of lower quality, but that doesn't mean you have to accept a literal shit sandwich.
I agree, Gray. I agree. Sorry to interrupt the fourth wall, but that's a big issue that I'm having right now with a lot of my the haters when it comes to all the women are the same everywhere. Oh my god, like
Oh yeah,
bro,
they're definitely not all like that.
yeah, I'm like, why are you fear mongering? Yes, of course they red pilled, but women overseas, and I experienced it myself, are very, very feminine, very fit. They cater to your needs, etc. Not all of them, but a good amount of them.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
I just gotta say that.
That's all I've really got to say. I'm gonna just hop off. It was a great honor talking with you guys tonight. I really, really appreciate it.
No problem, man. I know it got kind of weird when I added you in here, you know, because it was like out of context type shit. But
it's great. It's great.
Okay, definitely join back in the future, man. Like tomorrow. I'm gonna explain it very soon.
That's the bad part is that I gotta meet with my boys in person tomorrow.
Tomorrow evening?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, it'll be late in the evening, so even
how late?
9 p.m. EST.
Yeah.
Oh, I could probably make that actually.
And I will explain in a bit. So thank you very much, Dr. Fourth Wall, for joining, and I will talk to you later. Peace out.
Thank you.
Man, this was a crazy stream. But what I'm gonna explain right now, Chad, is tomorrow. Tomorrow is gonna be an epic day. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be an epic day, right, Gray? It's gonna be a crazy day.
Once in a blue moon kind of shit.
Gentlemen, not only that, Undead Chronic is going to have heavy hitters on this channel. Like, let's see if I can name them all. Undead Chronic, Ribby, Hammerhand, Sandman, Better Bachelor, and probably one more person. It's going to be a crazy stream on Undead Chronic's channel. But after Undead Chronic has his stream, I'm going to have a stream myself. And if Gray is able to join with TFM. Yes, TFM is going to be returning tomorrow, chat. Yeah. TFM is coming back. It's going to be crazy. And we're going to be talking about men's purpose. Ain't that right, Gray?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a deeper dive on why do men need a purpose? Like, what does it how to help one find one? Because we've gone into men need to get a purpose and find a purpose, but I just want to go on a deeper dive as to the why men need a purpose, what it fulfills, what brings it. Because there's a lot that I figure we could get out of that. TFM's the kind of guy that I want to hear talk about it because I'm sure he's tired of just repeating the same basic talking points.
Oh, he's the one that. Oh, TFM is gonna break it down Barney style. He is gonna. I have to get my drinks ready because it's. He's gonna go into detail. Like you're gonna be in a college classroom and he's the professor type shit. It's just gonna be a very informative couple hours. Yeah, I would say a couple hours because I think that we'd be able to get into a deep dive of what a man's purpose really is. I truly believe that's going to work. Gentlemen, think about it. Think about what's going to happen tomorrow. You're going to be listening to Sandman, Better Bachelor, Ribby, Undead Chronic. I know I'm missing a few more people. Hammerhand, Gray, me, TFM. Tomorrow is going to be crazy when it comes to live streams, chat. It's going to be crazy. And truly, I believe that it's a long time coming to actually talk about real shit and not talking about, you know, that petty ass fucking drama that, you know, just stupid ass drama. I don't know what it is, but the manosphere these days, they're all about drama. Fuck the drama. Let's talk about real shit. And tomorrow, oh my God, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. Like, come on. Sandman, Hammerhand, Better Bachelor, Undead Chronic, Ribby, possibly Terrence Pop, me, Gray, TFM, etc. Come on, chat. It's literally like Endgame. Like all the big boys are coming together. Literally. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
Yeah, like fuck, like my goddamn schedule is booked. Like this entire weekend has been just fucking blitzing, bouncing around, trying to get a whole bunch of stuff together all at once. Okay, like I'm booked down. I'm booked down to the minute and basically time blocks for tomorrow. I can't sleep in.
I definitely do not blame you whatsoever, but chat, you need at least visit Undead Chronic stream or my stream. Either of our streams, you're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna like I wish something like this happened more often. I really do wish that something like this will happen at least once a month, at least, where the heavy hitters come together and talk about real shit. But you already know the 3-letter agency are watching. They're watching really close.
Well, we'll see what the new year brings. Maybe we'll be able to make some more regular arrangements and schedules because we're all basically fighting for the weekend time blocks at this point.
I agree. Hell, if we have time, I might just talk about things that I've watched on Undead Chronic stream on my own stream. It's going to be a great time, gentlemen. That's all I got to say. Tomorrow is going to be a great time when it comes to male issues. It's going to be a great streams tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. So, great. Do you have anything else to say to them?
Well, we've covered basically everything, but I guess if I had to give kind of a closing point, for women to be happy, they require some kind of stimulation. My personal observations and experiences, and the novelty of said situations and stimulations is very important. This means, though, that the more options they have, the more stimulations that they're aware of, the less likely they are to be satisfied with any sort of standard or status quo. And the only way I've seen to get them to approach a level of normalcy for said stimulations is to put them into a very poor environment for a while so that they appreciate normality. And in today's day and age, that ain't going to happen because 99% of that shit's illegal.
Oh, shit. You're definitely not wrong when it comes to that, man. You're definitely not wrong. Chat, you need to understand. At least when it comes to the initial part, when it comes to you meeting a woman for the first time, she's not going to be happy. She's not. it can be minuscule or it can be major. She's not going to be satisfied of what she has. Like, what's the quote? If when you give her the world, she will
Give a woman heaven and she'll complain about the view. Give a woman hell and she'll offer to pay the rent.
Well, close enough. Yeah, that shit. I didn't really think about that quote, but yeah, Gray's making sense about that shit. When you offer the world, she will demand the stars. That's what we're talking about, gentlemen. These quotes aren't around very common for no reason. For no reason whatsoever. At least when a woman is young, dumb, and is able to capitalize on her youth and beauty, she's not going to be happy because she always thinks that she can get better. That's just a fact of life. And I'm sure majority of you guys can accept it, right? Because, you know, you guys been in my channel for a while. But for the guys that are new, what I'm saying is not wrong. As long as she's able to capitalize on her beauty and her youth, she will never be happy. Because she thinks that she can get the next best thing. Even when she gets it. Oh, what's up?
I think part of it too is that women also have extremely low self-esteem. So I think that part of it might be imposter syndrome. Them actually getting a man doesn't elevate them. They'd like it to. But with their self-esteem, it doesn't elevate them. Instead, they think, holy shit, I actually got this. It must not be as good as I hyped it up to be. There's probably something even better. Because if someone like me got this man, then there must be someone out there with something better that I can't obtain.
I agree. I agree with that one. I definitely do. Iridium Kush, what's going on, man? He says, hello, Yeet. I'm not going to click on your stuff, knack, but I see it. I was close to saying that, but I'm like, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Super Turbo Death Shark, what's going on? And last show for the night, if you want to support your boy, there's a link on top of the chat, Cash App /Sir Yeetus. Any donations appreciated if you feel that my channel is worthy of your investment. Thank you very much. Gray pretty much summarized what I was trying to say. I just can't find the words to say it differently at this point, right? Like, it's like the middle of the night, you know. For Gray, it's pretty much morning, right? Like, so.
Oh yeah, it's 2:15. It's past my bedtime.
Yeah, agreed. But are you going to be available tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow?
I will try to attend the premiere of my video at 10 a.m. Probably got to do some running around after that before Chronic stream starts. Then I intend to be streaming Elden Ring between 4 and 7.
Oh, so it's gonna get real. Okay, I definitely attend that stream as well. Let me see how many times you die. It is your boy Sir Eutis and the Great Ghost. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream that we bestowed upon you today. On top of that, thank you anybody that decided to donate as well. And hopefully you enjoyed the gems that we dropped on you tonight, because there's definitely a good amount of gems that we did. But at the end of the day, hopefully you guys enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your game day if you enjoy sports. And I will see you tomorrow evening. We will see you tomorrow evening. We are out. Peace.
Peace out, everybody.